Welcome to day 2 of pre-season testing for season 11 of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship for the 2024-2025 season and the 11th season of the All-Electric Championship. The Gen 3 Evo makes its debut here today as we get ready for more 6 hours of running across 2 3-hour sessions. Green lights on and we are underway here for the morning session. Good morning everybody, well done for getting up or staying up wherever you are in the world as well. First of all, if you are an American who the election didn't go your way, commiserations. We are all with you as well in what has been a very shocking evening of politics as well. Moving to motorsport, we hope we can adjust and make you happy in tonight. So, the cars are out there on the circuit as well. Pascal Wehrlein is out there as well after Porsche and Nissan yesterday didn't get to do any running, Jaguar as well. So Porsche out there, Stoffel van Dorn, Pascal Wehrlein, David Beckman, Robin Freins, Taylor Barnard, Maximilian Gunther, Sam Bird, Mitch Evans out there, Lucas de Grassi, Antonio Felix da Costa, Sebastian Buemi, Norman Nato, Nick de Vries, Zane Maloney, followed down by Ollie Rowland, Jean-Eric Verne is there too. And then we got Jake Dennis, Dan Tickton, Nick Casti, Eduardo Mortar, Nick Muller and Jake Hughes as well. 3 hours ahead of us in this session then as well. You'll be able to keep up to date with all of it. We'll give you all the news, views and opinions from what we've got around as well. But let's continue our rewatch of season number 10. And we'll start off with the Grand Prix that happened in the second part of Diriyah at Saudi Arabia. Round 3 of the season. Alongside me in the commentary box is Josh T. Ready for another round? So are we. It is round 3 of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship, the 10th season of the all-electric racing series. Diriyah in Saudi Arabia. Riyadh is our location. And we are all set for 36 racing laps. Yesterday, it saw drama right until the end. Yes, Jake Dennis may have had the second largest winning margin in Formula E history, but we had a 3-way fight for the lead from over half the race and a dramatic change in podium positions at the very last corner. With 1 lap less, more energy to play with, we are expecting more of a flat out. Sebastian Buemi doesn't start this race, so at the back row of the grid, it is Antonio Felix da Costa on row 11. Row 10, that sees de Grassi starting 20th, Norman Nato has 19th. Row 9 sees Mortara start 18th alongside Nick de Vries, his highest qualifying his return to Formula E. 8th row of the grid sees Nico Muller start in 16th position, Dan Tickton starts in 15th. Row 7 sees Jake Dennis, who was winner yesterday, his worst car in Formula E, said he's 14th. Mitch Evans also down in 13th place. 12th for Sam Bird on row 6 alongside Maximilian Gunther. 5th row of the grid sees Pascal Wehrlein, championship leader, start 10th. Sergio Sette Camara inside the top 10 once again, this time P9. And then we see on row 4, Jean-Eric Verne starts in 8th with Sacha Fenestras starting in 7th. And then on to the first 3 rows of the grid then as well here in Saudi Arabia, as we have a countdown until we see those positions for some reason here in Diriyah. The 3, 2, 1 with the drone zone. The top 6, as I will explain to you because they're not going through them. Jake Hughes starts in 6th with Johan Drubler starting 5th. Second row of the grid sees Stoffel van Dorn start in 4th position alongside him Nick Cassidy, who is 1 point off Pascal Wehrlein in the championship. Can he get the title lead today? He starts 3rd, the highest of anyone inside the top 4 in the championship. Robin Freins starts in 2nd position after an impressive run in the Jules, but it was Oliver Rowland who continued to break the fastest laps of the weekend. He was top of Group B with a 1:10.486. He topped the Jules with a 1:10.149. He topped the semi-finals with a 1:10.098, and he topped the final with against Freins with a 1:10.055, the fastest time of the weekend so far. He'll lead the field around this Diriyah E-Prix circuit as we'll head from the formation lap to the main grid, the dummy to the main as they get across. Nissan back on pole, Josh T alongside me, Joshua Birch in the commentary box, and we are all set to go. Can Rowland take a victory, or is Freins going to do the unthinkable and get a win for the first time in a very long time?
The first thing is Yeah, hello everybody. I think Roland could do it, but then Shrines could also do it as well. As you can hear, the cars behind Cassidy, the predictor is 42% to win, but going through turn 1 and turn 2 now from the dummy grid up towards the starting grid, and not as a bit of a strange one, as we do kind of get a formation lap. We don't normally get a formation lap in FIA Formula E. It is normally just a burnout as they move forward into their grid places. Let's have a look at the track.
It is a 2.495 kilometre street circuit here in Riyadh, Diriyah, Saudi Arabia. 21 turns in total. Turns 5 to 14 is considered a bobsleigh section. Attack mode, though, that's the real crucial one. It's at the exit of turn 19. You can see it on your mode of the track now. And that offline cost you 1.7 seconds yesterday. Wouldn't be any faster. 21 turns in total around this circuit as well. Start line is segregated to the finish. So the start is on the run down from 17 to 18. And the finish line out of turn 21 as well, the last corner on the track. Robin Fries warming up his tyres, despite the fact that we don't have the usual 4 runs to the front with a burn up on the grid. The drivers yesterday were still burning up their tyres in some heat cycles to try and get some temperature in. Sebastian Buemi not taking part in a Formula E Prix. Only the 4th time in history he won't be on the lights out. That is very impressive for the Season 2 World Champion. So, go on.
Absolutely, Josh. That is quite impressive.
There we see the back now of the 25 of Jean-Eric Verne. He was pole man yesterday, starts 8th on the grid today. Just knocked out in the first duel against him and Robin Fries. Verne was a 1:11.112, the slowest of any driver in the duels. So how it changed for the 16-time pole sitter in Formula E. He matches that with Sebastian Buemi. Them two were tied for a very long time in this series. Buemi won on a run of poles in season 2 and 3 of this series, back then with the Renault Edams team. Now it is Nissan Edams who've taken over from Renault and Edams back in the day. It's the Nissan Formula E team through the Genesis. It was Renault Edams, and it was Nissan Edams, and now it's back to being just Nissan. They line up on pole position. Roland's on the right-hand side, Fries on the left, 36 laps ahead of us. Race 2 in Saudi Arabia is always the chaotic one. It's a clean start to the grid, so watch out for Cassidy on the run down to turn 1. He's furthest ahead of anyone in the World Championship, as I mentioned. They're still burning up their tyres. Here's Mitch Evans coming down now. He lines up down in 13th place on the grid for the man who hopefully will have a better race than yesterday. He kept throwing it down into turn 1. He burned up his tyres a bit much. Dennis lines up 14th on the grid. They're all in position then. Round 3 of the 10th season of ABB FIA Formula E is about to get underway. We'll have our usual start procedure, and then the lights will be going out in a predetermined sequence up to 5 seconds before the lights go out. The tension rises. The atmosphere builds up. Fingers crossed, it is going to be an awesome race. The dust beginning to settle. The smoke billowing away. I think the drivers can see the lights now. Still on green, not getting activated just yet. Hughes waiting in position. It's an awful long time, Josh, until those lights go out.
Yeah, an absolutely long time. Verne just stretching his fingers. We await the green lights to go out.
Green lights are out. We're into the start procedure. 3, 4, 5 lights. Blast off in Diriyah. Great start from Cassidy, as I said. Van Dorn gets a good getaway as well. And Robin Fries into the lead immediately. And round the outside, Cassidy. 3 wide into 1. Fries leads into the first corner. Van Dorn under pressure. Bird trying to go on the outside. Coming on the inside as well. Bird's down to 11th. Hughes up to 5th. On board with Hughes with the Maserati. Almost losing into the side of Johan Jaruvela. Jaruvela keeping the move, but he's gone too deep. Hughes takes the position. Bird's nearly in the wall. Bird nearly in the wall there. Coming through the turn 21. Fries leads officially on the first lap of the race. Moving further back. Terrible start from Mitch Evans. Brilliant start from Johan Jaruvela. Hughes up to 5th. Van Dorn is is fourth. Frines, though, he got the lead and mastered the getaway into turn one. Cassidy tried, as you said, Josh, 3 wide into one.
Yep, it was 3 wide into turn one. Jaruvula is down into 6th. Fenestras trying to get past as we go down the bobsleigh section. Single file as we come to the end. There is, I believe, Van Dorn in 4th place.
Van Dorn 4th, Vern is in 8th, as already into the pit lane is Dan Tictum. He's had wing damage on the left-hand side, so Tictum already in trouble. Well, the race yesterday, he was 45 seconds behind Vern, over a minute behind Jake Dennis. He's not even going to do that today, so Tictum again already a lap down. His teammate Sergio Sette Camara having a little look on the inside of Jean-Luc Verne at turn number 1. But as we complete the first lap, Robin Frines leads here in Diriyah. Roland is in 2nd position, and the field now just starting to calm down. 1:17 though. Frines has the best getaway. Wow, what a start. Did not expect Robin to take the lead like he did. Straight up the inside. Love to get a replay of that start eventually. Who made the biggest move? Top 4, status quo. Jaruvula down to 6th, Hughes back up to 5th, so they've made a changeover as we came through. Fenestras in 7th, he started there, Vern 8th, so only one change on that opening lap inside the top 8 to swap over Hughes and Jaruvula. Further down, Bird's gained 2 places. Verline has dropped a place. He started 10th down to 11th. Gunther has lost a position as well. Here's Roland.
Something feels weird on the back. I don't know if the curb broke in 19. You need to report it.
Right, so we understand that the curb might be broken. I wonder if that's what Tictum's run into as well to damage his front wing on the left-hand side, because Roland's now reporting that has the curb broken at turn 19. This is turn 19 now on the inside line. Can't see any drama as we see Bird under attack from Verline. No one's going for their attack mode right away. Roland's got the fastest lap of the race there, so whatever's wrong with the rear of the car, it's not affecting him that much. It's a 1:14.954 for Ollie Roland. 7/10 back to Robin Frines at the moment as they continue on the run, Josh. And already, it's what we wanted to see. A nice controlled action at the front. Here's the gaps to the leaders.
Yep, the gap from Frines to Roland is 0.699 on board with Dennis in 14th, trying to get past Evans as we go down the bobsleigh section, trying to stay with Evans, and well, Dan Tictum, and here's a replay of the start before I get onto that, Josh.
So Frines gets a good getaway, so does Cassidy, and not a great getaway as well from Roland. So it's down to turn 1, they're going to go 3 wide. Frines immediately just launched up the inside. Roland comes across to defend. Cassidy goes, okay, I'll send him around the outside, backs out of it. Then comes Van Dorn on the inside line, taking back 4th position that he lost to Jaruvula. Hughes keeps on the inside line. There's a little bit of contact further back with... I didn't see, but Tictum did lose out. Tictum started down in 15th. He was in a battle with Bird. Great start there, Josh, from Frines.
Yeah, an absolutely incredible start. They nearly made contact as they cross the line to complete lap 2. And Dan Tictum, his season goes from bad to worse. Can't even start lap 1 and can't even end lap 0 as it is.
That's true.
Because of the start line and finish line in these different parts of the circuit.
Right, we've got Van Dorn's taken attack mode of 2 minutes, so has Degrassi, so they've got 6 minutes left after this in their second stint. There's Bird blocking around the outside. Right, there's Tictum with Sergio Sette Camara. Is it the teammates? Yes, it is. And he ran into the back, I believe, of one of the Porsches of Antonio Felix da Costa. So Tictum ran into the back of da Costa while battling Sergio Sette Camara. So that was a great start from Tictum, made up into 9th place, and then it all just fell apart, as you say, as soon as he hit the deck. Back on now with the attack. It's lap 4 of 36. Frines leads Roland by 0.4 of a second. Then it's Cassidy, Hughes. Van Dorn drops to 5th, but he had the attack mode. One more with Sasha Fenestras, who's right behind Johan Jaruvula in the Maserati SMSG, racing as they come down. The Nissan really under their power. As taking attack mode now is Oliver Roland. He goes for 2 minutes. Jake Hughes takes also 2 minutes. And does Van Dorn go back ahead? Yes, he does.
Yep, so Van Dorn back in 4th, but he's going to run out of attack mode 1 minute and 13 seconds before Hughes does. So does that mean Hughes can get past Van Dorn again, if he keeps it together. Fastest lap goes to Degrassi. Let's hear from Fines.
Cassidy 1.3, we need to push.
Cassidy 1.3 back, that's the gap. So they know that it's 1.7 seconds to take an attack mode. So Fines, I think, might take a 2-minute attack mode here to try and keep ahead of Cassidy. If Cassidy does exactly the same here to cover off Roland, because the gap between them is was actually a second exactly between Roland and Cassidy. But Cassidy needs to do it now to keep second position. Fines needs to do it to keep the lead of the race. So 2 minutes now for the top two in this race will be incredibly crucial. Jarula in P6 holding off Fenestras. Still the gap between them 0.5 of a second as we come across the start line. Now we ride with Johan Jaruvula on the run down towards turn 18 across the start line. Now does Fines take attack mode? Yes, he does. I thought he might. Would Cassidy follow? No. Cassidy takes the lead of the race, but does Roland get ahead of Fines? No, he doesn't. Fines comes across to defend. So that's really not worked out for Roland, but he's still going to attack here to charge. Cassidy leads onto lap 5 of this race.
Yep, we start lap 6 now into turn 1. Roland keeping on the back of Fines, but will run out of attack mode in 20 seconds and counting, will Oliver Roland, while Fines has got it for 1.5 minutes and counting.
So, Jaruvala's kept up Fenestras, but don't know how he did that, to be fair. So well done to him, down in 6th position. That Maserati looking good. The rookie, of course, in just his 3rd race and his 2nd weekend of Formula E racing. He is on top dollar bill. So Roland is now out of attack mode, as is Jake Hughes, and in 5 seconds' time, so will be Antonio Felix da Costa. They're all out of the attack modes now in this race, and will continue to push as hard as they can and as more powerful as they can. Cassidy's got 1.4 seconds to Fines. Does he take attack mode? Let's listen.
Gap up to 1.5 seconds, team radio.
Gap behind 1.2.
And Van Dorn.
Change to scenario 3.
Roland takes a 6-minute attack mode, comes out side by side with Van Dorn, and Van Dorn's just going to stay ahead. Roland keeps the inside line to turn 20. Roland takes 6 minutes of attack mode, so Josh, they've taken it immediately. Roland's used it all within the first 7 laps of this race. And side by side now, we see that's Hughes trying to go out the outside of Van Dorn into 1.
Yeah, that's bold from Oliver Roland. He's trying to get up and stay up as Hughes follows Van Dorn through the start of the bobsleigh section. Down we go through turns 5, 6, and now turn 7 into turn 8.
Just trying to hold it together. Let's take a look at Fenestras. He's on the back of Jaruvula. This is through the bobsleigh section. What's he done there? Jaruvula over the bump, looked okay. Has Fenestras taken something through 14? What are we watching here? Fenestras. No idea what they're trying to show us. Oh, he touched the wall. Fenestras clipped the wall on the inside line at turn 13 before the break is over 14. Now, does Cassidy take attack mode? He's got 1.8 seconds. He does, yeah, that's wise. Cassidy takes attack mode, and Fines follows with him. They both take 6 minutes. So Fines now using the last of his attack mode, but crucially, Cassidy has 6 minutes, then another 2 minutes to go ahead. So this might work out perfectly right now for Cassidy to take a victory here in Diriyah. Still Pack Racing behind them. So we've had Fines, Roland and Degrassi use all of their attack mode. 2 minutes have been used for Van Dorn, Hughes and da Costa. 4 minutes used for NATO. Everybody else, Jaruvula, Fenestras, Vern, Setakamra, Bird, Verline, Gunther, Evans, Dennis, Muller, De Vries, Mortara and Tinktum have 8 minutes left of attack mode. They are saving their battery, similar to how we saw yesterday with 2 different strategies of attack mode being used early in the race for several of the drivers. Then a lot of them using, especially Cassidy, right at the end of the E-Prix. They were using in order to try and keep as quick as possible and as risky as possible. Don't forget, another rule of attack mode is all of it must be used before the checkered flag. If it's not, you'll get a penalty. So they have to use this attack mode, both of them, during the E-Prix. Otherwise, you face disqualification. A few of those drivers got it caught out in the first season of this system being introduced. Right now, though, it's becoming a bit processional, Josh, here in Diriyah. Just follow me, leader, while we energy save.
Yeah, absolutely. 1.4 seconds is the gap as we go across the line from Cassidy to Fines, and then Fines to Roland is 2.5, nearly 2.6 seconds as we go into turn 4 and down the bobsleigh section, but a little bit of a procession, as it normally is down the bobsleigh section, but around the other parts of the circuit.
Tictum had stopped on the driver tracker, but he's got going again. So he'd come to a complete stop at 17.
That's just a sector, I believe, just catching up.
Cassidy's pulled out 1.8 seconds to Frines. You can see how big it is on the driver tracker, the gap between them all as they all try and close up. Everybody still separate, bar Tictum, who's a minute behind again. Dan Tictum, what is the point? You can't keep calling it the car when Sete Kamara is in 9th position. You just can't. As we see him move on the inside line, Sam Bird on the inside of Sergio Sete Kamara as he goes through. Bird makes a move for 9th position. Sete Kamara under attack now from Verline and Gunther. But you've got to start wondering, is it luck or is it just inexperience or just bad driving from Dan Tictum? Wonder how long he has left in Formula E and whether or not he even make it to Sao Paulo. I don't think ERT at the moment can get another driver, otherwise I would have changed him before the season started when they were still Neo. Cassidy Radio.
Camera to take attack mode.
Gap's Robin, 1.8. Same energy as him, according to the last readings.
So Cassidy has got the same amount of energy, 72.1. Finds on 71.7. James Barkley looking very unimpressed on the wall right now. Wonder how Evans is feeling as well in this one. Where is Mitch? Where is Evans in this race? I can't see him on the time screen. Down in 13th position. Well, Evans was angry yesterday that the team weren't listening to him and they were favouring Cassidy. And now look at it. Cassidy's leading the race and Evans down in 13th position. And Evans had a bad qualifying as well. He's where he started actually. 13th. He's at 13th. Dennis the same. He hasn't moved up from 14th. Fine stays 2nd. Van Dorn still in 4th. Fenestras still 7th. Verne is still in 8th. But Bird and DaCosta, biggest winners, up 3 places. And more drivers going through attack mode. Druvela takes 6 minutes. So does Jean-Eric Verne. And we see Norman Nato take 4 minutes. And I think DaCosta missed it. I think DaCosta went to arm and he's missed it again. He did that yesterday. And he lost his wing yesterday as well, actually, the first corner. So they needed to change it. Tuft says, wonder if this race is going to be as big of a mess as 2022's race was, with having to bring out a crash and all as well, yeah. It's getting like that at the moment. They're all conjoined together. Cassidy's pulled out 1.8 seconds to Frines, though, so it's getting a very similar situation to yesterday. On board with John Eric as he comes through the sand dune section. He's with Bird just ahead of him, and they're all hitting that bump at the exit of 13 so aggressively as they're through 14, up through 15 and 16. 16 is a harder corner on the inside line. Then it's a hard, long lug uphill through 17 through a right-hander that tightens up on the apex. And it's a big lunge across the start line as you're just constantly closing in. Anyone taking attack mode? Yes! Van Dorn and Fenestras. Van Dorn missed it! Van Dorn went through it and Van Dorn missed it! Van Dorn missed it! He went to activate it and now he's lost it! Fenestras has taken 2 minutes and he's got Druvela right behind him, he's got 6! And we've seen Bird on the back of Druvela as well, and Verne there too. He's taken, I believe, 6 minutes, yep. But Van Dorn, Josh, went for it and he missed it. Second driver to do that after DaCosta earlier on. And Tictum's in the pit lane and he's back out again. Tictum's a lap down.
So Tictum entering the pit lane. I wonder if there was any repairs or if that was just a drive-through to get him out of the way of lap traffic. We will have to see. Well, Van Dorn, unfortunate. We will have to see if he goes for attack mode again this lap. In 5th, I don't think he lost position. I didn't see him move down. He's still in 5th place, but especially when you're fighting up in the points, you really do not want to miss an attack mode.
The leaders are out of attack mode.
Does Van Dorn take it?
Let's have a look. Van Dorn. No, Hughes does.
Yes.
And Van Dorn does too. Yeah. So they both take it. But Hughes gets out ahead of Van Dorn. So Van Dorn down in 6th. Fenestras now only got 38 seconds left. Jerubla's going to have him here. Bird has not taken any of his attack mode yet. And now the midfield are bunched up together. Let's take a look at Van Dorn. So this is on the previous lap. He missed the attack mode. Goes through sensor 1, sensor 2. I don't think he was right through the right sensors. He never got it. So Van Dorn missed it on the previous run around. He's got it now, though.
Van Dorn has got it now. 5 minutes and 24 seconds left of it. Hughes 1 second before that. Fenestras 5 seconds remaining in 6th. Rubula 2 minutes and 50 seconds in 7th.
Incident between Verline and Sete Kamara has been noted by the stewards. This is it. Verline up the inside and hits the front wing of Sergio Sete Kamara. So that was Verline making the move up to 10th. Sete Kamara down to 11th. Cassidy takes his final 2 minutes of attack mode and only loses 1.2 seconds to Frines, who is now right in the back of him. But Cassidy v Frines looks like it for the race.
On at lap 13, team radio for France.
Consuming every lap.
Okay, if it's difficult to follow, let's just be efficient. Let's be efficient and try to get some energy back.
Well, it's 61.2% of energy for Cassidy. Frines is on 60.8, so Frines is really struggling with the energy saving at the moment. He'd have to regen the power to make it through the race. I think that's a slam dunk for Verline for a penalty. What do you think? He blocked Sete Kamara too much.
Yep, and then caused damage to Sete Kamara's car, so I think that's a slam dunk for Verline. He hasn't used any attack mode yet, and he's currently in 10th chasing Fern, who has 1 minute and 40 minutes left of his 6-minute activation. Other drivers to not use any attack mode yet: Bird, Gunther, Sete Kamara, Evans, Dennis, Muller, De Vries, Mortara, and Ticktum.
There's a few drivers that are having that problem now, aren't they? We're not using the full amount and only using a few seconds of it. As Cassidy's in his last 45 seconds, it's a 1 minute 10 laps, so you get a total of 1.5 laps of attack mode power. There goes on the inside line into towards the braking zone. That's Evans passing Sete Kamara. Is Dennis going to try and do the same thing with Muller behind him in the apt? No. So that's Sete Kamara down to 13th. Dennis is going to go for the turn 21 on the inside line on the right-hander and gets through. Sete Kamara's now going to be like a sinking ship as Muller going to go side by side. They give each other a little kiss and Sete Kamara shuts the door into one with the left-hander, keeps ahead. And, well, Muller might have to buy him some chocolates if he wants to do that little kiss again, because that was too sweet coming into the first corner.
Yeah, and Cassidy is now out of attack mode. He has used his last Frines. I believe has used all of it, or he may have one activation left.
Frines has used it all, so the top two now in a battle for the lead of this race. The gap between them 0.8 of a second. As we see right now, the apt of Muller now struggling. Sete Kamara is now beginning to sink. He has not taken any of his attack mode yet, but he's not got the pure race pace. The ERT seemed to be a good qualifier, not a great race car, as we see already. Now he's going to be sitting duck down into turn 18. We're going to see a move from Muller into the braking zone. He's thinking about it. He's too far back. Verline takes 6 minutes of attack mode. Gunther takes 2 minutes. They get out ahead of Mitch Evans, who's struggling down in 12th position. Camera hasn't changed it quick enough. There's the fight for the lead of the race. Cassidy, who has led since lap 5, trying to hold off Frines, who led the opening 4 laps of this E-Prix. This is close stuff.
This is absolutely amazing, and we've got 20 laps left of this. Hughes and Van Dorn, 1 minute and 50 seconds. Verline, 5 minutes and a half. Gunther, 1.5 minutes. Let's have a look at a replay at Dennis.
This is coming. Oh, he's hit the back. Dennis has hit the back. Oh, I could shoot Mitch Evans. That must have been under the previous run around. It's still going.
That's at the chicane.
Can't tell who the car ahead of him is.
It's a Gen 3 Formula E car.
It's one of them. It's one of them. It's too hard to tell from the rear back camera. We haven't got the angle down that we want it to. As we've got attack mode being taken for Jaruvula. He's taken 2 minutes of the attack mode. There he is now. And it's going to allow Bird and Vern and Verline through. Frines is keeping up the pace with Cassidy. So much for trying to consume energy. What's the gap? Oh, he did it though. Frines on 53.1, Cassidy 53.6. There's only 0.4 of energy between them, but he wants it. Here's his radio, Frines.
Went to save energy.
Nick is also trying to underconsume.
Team radio there
underconsuming.
for Robin.
So Cassidy's also trying to underconsume on energy. That's what we got from that little message. And we are seeing it being blown up on front of us right now between them because they've pulled out 3.6 seconds to Oliver Rowland. Nikki.
And it's been really interesting to see how Hughes, obviously with just 20 seconds left on his attack mode, is trying to close the gap up to Rowland just ahead of him. And it's looking tough. He's been getting closer and closer, but this really is his last opportunity to get that podium position to take Rowland.
Attack mode been taken as well now for Fenestras and for Bird and for... to further down the order, Dennis has taken it, as has, in 17th position, Sergio Santa Camara, who's taken 2 more minutes on the board. Well, thank you, Nikki. Down there in the pit lane, so Fenestras has taken 6 minutes, Bird 6, Verline 4, so he's on 4-4, unless he's on 6-6, but he's trying to get ahead now at the same time as Sam Bird towards the first corner, just dangling between the two of them. It couldn't happen to anybody quick enough as they fly back through. There's Verline in 9th position. He wants to get up. He's our championship leader. Right now, Cassidy will take the lead of the title by around about 22 points. Correction, 23 points. He'll have the lead over Verline in 2nd position of the title, but they'll all close up to a reasonable gap. I would say at most it's a 10-point gap Cassidy has in the standings.
Yeah. Currently, it's quite a large gap for the end of race 3, but Max Verstappen is laughing somewhere after
Frines might try and stop that. Frines going to have a go on the inside line towards the turn 18. He thought about it, but backed out. He couldn't get into it in the braking zone. Yeah, I agree with you there, Josh. Max Verstappen's laughing at that because by race 3, he was what? How many points ahead? No, Perez was leading off. No, hang on. Perez won race 2, didn't he, in Saudi? Yeah. Max was leading by race 3. Perez then led round 4. If I remember correctly, they were level on points going after Baku. And then it all went wrong there after that.
Yeah.
After Baku, it just went... Miami, basically. Yeah. What a surprise. Yeah. Miami was the start of the letdown of the season.
The race which some people say should be on the calendar, but most people say why.
Got a sprint race there now as well, so it's double the misery over the weekend. I don't like it.
Oh, the misery.
Frines on the radio, let's listen.
Of that one at the moment, team radio for Frines.
These underconsumptions are good. Let's keep under-consuming like this.
I think it's reverse psychology right now between them. They know that Jaguar can hit their radio, and Frines just going, okay, let's just do it. He's got 4 tenths. He's got him. And look, Rowland's catching him as well. And this could be a very tasty pretty soon. It's lap 20. Now, what's Vern done? Has he taken attack mode? Yes, he has. There he goes. Did he get it, though? That's the question.
It was very late. He's got it.
Gets out just ahead of Druvela.
Yeah, drops 2 positions for that because of how close they are as he heads towards the final corner and across the finish line to start his next lap, lap 20 of 36. Bird has 2 minutes of attack mode left after he finishes with 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Verline 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Gunther 6 minutes. Evans 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Dennis 5.5 minutes, which he has got now. Muller, De Vries, Mortara have not used any attack mode at all. Sete Camera 6 minutes left. Da Costa as well with 6 minutes, and Tictum down in 21st with 1 lap down with no attack mode used.
I think they must be planning to retire Tictum at this point because he has to use the 8 minutes at some point, but he's a lap down, not doing anything at the moment. The entire field, bar him, separated by 15 seconds, which is really close for a Formula E race as well. Now, is anyone going to take attack mode on this lap time? Yeah, no, they've all... Yes, who took it? Few drivers, actually. Fastest lap, 1:10.634 was for Bird. Now it's gone down again to Mitch Evans.
De Vries, 6 minutes.
Right, so and Sete Camara, so they're taking it.
6 minutes.
Look at this, top 5 overtakes in this race. Bird's done 6 overtakes, Da Costa 4, De Grassi, Hughes and Verline have done 3 each, so they're right together on the track. Who says we don't get a good racing in Formula E? It's quite energetic once again. Sao Paulo in a month's time. No racing in February. Busy enough February. All kicks off again in March.
We would have had a race in February, but Hyderabad was cancelled for this season.
Yep. And doesn't look like it might be coming back as well. We understand even MotoGP's having a problem with the Argentine Grand Prix now. That race might happen at Termas de Rio Hondo. Shame, I like that track, but one less MotoGP race won't be too bad in a season where they're going to break the record for like 50,000 races they've got. Side-by-side manoeuvre. Bird on the inside of Fenestras down at turn 18. Very respectful between the two. Bird's going to try and hold him around the outside, but he's left the door open now as well for Verline to squeeze ahead. Verline takes 7th position. Bird, even with 350 kilowatts per hour, can't match that Porsche when he got blocked by the Nissan of Fenestras. So Bird losing out despite having attack mode.
Yep, just further behind, Nico Muller has just taken attack mode and has let both of the Mahindras through, so he's down from 14th down to 16th with 6 minutes of attack mode. Let's have a look at the replay of the move down into the chicane.
Late from Bird. I thought he was going to smash into the side of it, but Fenestras gave it just enough, and then Verline said, "Okay, mate, I'll slip through and have a freebie."
Thanks, and Verline has just gone, "Thanks, mate."
What's happened to Bird? Has Bird taken attack? Because
Bird
he's
has dropped down to 14th.
And that's way before attack mode. Bird's in trouble. Bird's in trouble. Bird must be in trouble because he's dropped down to 14th and he was in attack mode. So what's happened to... Bird's off. Bird's off somewhere.
Dropping.
Yeah, he's right.
No yellow flag.
But he's right to the back of the field, according to the driver tracker. Sam Bird in real trouble. Verline takes 2 minutes of attack mode. Gunther takes 6 minutes. Here's Sam Bird with a broken steering arm. Sam Bird is out. Broken steering. He'll come into the pit lane surely. And Sam Bird into the pits is out of the Dirio Prix. The two-time winner here with Jaguar and Envision out of the second race. What's he done? Has he clipped the wall somewhere? Whistle's loud. Yeah, we get it. There's a car. You don't need to whistle. Right, what is going on? That's unfortunate. Look at that. Roland's caught up with the front. So's for Hughes. Wow. Oh, and Roland's inside a second. Hughes is there too. Van Dorn's coming to the party. It's all going to be very close here as Sam Bird retires from the Dirio Prix.
A 4-way battle, maybe a 5-way battle for the lead, anyone?
I don't think my voice is going to be able to cope with this, despite the fact that after this we've got the 24 hours, like directly after this. And in an hour's time we go green as side-by-side from the back as well. That's Verline in a battle, trying to get through on Jean-Éric Vergne. He swaps to the outside. Vergne defending fantastically from Verline, who is like a dog with a bone, almost pushing the DS Penske out of turn 21. He's going for it. Little move into turn 1, and Verline's gone. Van Dorn. Verline's done it. Verline gets ahead of Vergne. And now Van Dorn. Van Dorn's at the back of Hughes. That's what I'm saying. Van Dorn is closed up, but now Van Dorn's dropped to 10th back. Something happened with Van Dorn there because he was on the attack of Hughes in the same part. Here's a radio from Verline.
Available as well, team radio.
Yeah, they look there. Look, even the world feed's picked up on it. Van Dorn was right through on Hughes, and now he's backed off to the back. So Hughes now kept up to Roland. Here's Verline.
Left at his disposal.
Need to make it this lap. 1 minute 20. He will defend. Be prepared. He will defend.
Verline needs to get ahead of Fenestras this lap, so he needs to close up. Now Frine's under attack from Roland. Hughes now again defending from Van Dorn. As we see, Frine's going to get a move on the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars in a battle for the Dirio Prix second race. Big lockup from one of the Maseratis, and it's straight off. And that was Jeruvala, who goes straight on at 19, loses out to Evans, loses out to Dennis, comes out side by side with De Vries, and then through goes Muller in between the two of them. And we see De Vries just now trying to catch back up. He's just taken 2 minutes. Well, he had to tap mode for 2 minutes. Wow.
So Jeruvala locking up at turn 18 at this. Kane drops down to 13th. Gunther up to 9th. His teammate with 3 minutes of attack mode remaining. We're focusing on the Evans versus Dennis battle. What's going on at the front? Half a second. The gap between Cassidy and Shrines. A second is the gap from Cassidy to Roland.
Evans and Dennis doing battle like they did yesterday, this time over 10th position on the last World Championship point. Here's the battle at the front there with Frines and Roland down towards that turn 18. Frines looking in his mirrors at the same, Roland doing the same. So was Van Dorn and Hughes, all just trying to make sure that they don't get jumped upon. There is Sam Bird with the bleach blonde hair. The hair not matching the beard as one of the apps goes side by side. Mortar takes a take mode. Muller gets out of Druma almost in the wall there as De Vries finds a way back through and has to cut across. So Mortara takes 6 minutes. Muller has another 60 seconds left of attack mode. De Vries down into 14th place, and that's De Grassi trying to get now ahead of Jeruvala in 15th and 16th. So this, go on.
It's getting up to being a good race. NATO 32%, Ticton 33%, while everyone at the front, Cassidy Frines 29%, Roland, Hughes, Van Dorn 30%.
Thank you, by the way, to Gavin. He says, look after that voice, Josh. Murray Walker will be impressed. Thank you very much for that. That means a lot. That's going to give me inspiring for 24 hours. So right now, the gap is 4 tenths. Frines ahead of Cassidy. 0.489. You can see it on the timing screens on the watch along. If you're watching us on Twitch and YouTube, or if you're listening to us on the radio, you can see where we are. We're on the battle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cars. It's down to Gunther in ninth. We've got a yellow flag at turn 17. Someone's off the track. It's car 18 and it's Johan Jeruvala for a second time today. He's off at turn 17. This time it looks like the brakes have completely failed and Jeruvala is out of the race. Will we need a full course yellow or a safety car to get that out of the way? I would say it's in a dangerous zone and there's no real escape mode. I'd say a full course yellow personally over safety car, because it's out of the way, but that needs to be dealt with.
Yeah, I'm expecting a full course yellow. I'm looking at it. Josh, here's the replay.
Now, De Grassi's already got a broken wing. He's going to come across here, and it's just lock up.
De Grassi close behind.
No regen, failure.
No regen at all.
So it was no regen of energy. Well, the field's coming up to that part of the track now. It's still only a local yellow. No sign of the full course. And I hope they haven't put marshals out there, because we've already seen with Alexander Lynn a couple of years ago, you can end up right down to the bottom there in a monster accident. No overtaking, though, crucially into this part of the track. So they're all single file as we look at one of the Maserati's engineers' backs. Can we get back to the racing? Here we go. Still only a local yellow. Dennis is ahead of Evans. They've overtaken. So Dennis gets ahead for 10th position. Lap 28 to 36. 238.8 kilometers an hour is the top speed down that back straight. Why isn't there a full course yellow? They've got time now to try and get out of the way, but Tictum's coming through. I wouldn't really trust myself standing in front of Dan Tictum.
Well, I mean, you've got a point, Josh. Dan Tictum does have a history, still a local yellow currently. There's Sam Bird.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Tictum does have a history, as you say, of not noticing stationary objects and driving right into them. But still, I think that's why he's got the nickname of Dick Tantrum, of course. But anyway, we digress, because we've got 4 tenths between them. But now the only overtaking zone on this entire track is now blocked by a yellow flag. Why we don't have... It's gone green. They've managed to recover it. Oh, brilliant work. They've pushed it behind the barrier. So we are now green flag for the remainder of the race down at that part of the circuit. Well done to the marshals.
Hopefully we don't have any more incidents as we go to one of the other overtaking points up towards turn 1. We've had a couple of good overtakes down there, but you have to be really close to get an overtake down into turn 1.
Well, another factor that we've got to talk about here is that Cassidy's now regenerating energy, and that's why the field is bunched back up together. But we've got Cassidy, Frines, Roland, Hughes, Van Dorn. It's literally everybody now. I'm trying to work out. Is everyone down to Verline, maybe down to Gunther, but he's dropped back a second or two. But there is an intense amount of people that are closed up. We are going to be in for a fight and a half at the end of this Diriyah Prix. No added laps either. We haven't had a safety car. We haven't had a full course yellow. They will only have this time. Here's Cassidy.
Coming through 16 and 17.
I can't under consume, so I'm going to die.
Bit dramatic from Cassidy, saying that he can't underconsume or he's going to die. But that's about power as well. Friends has to defend from Roland, has a cheeky look on the inside line. Into turn 18, Friends is right in the back of Cassidy. Basically, who blinks first is what we're watching. It's like in Portland. Nobody wants to lead this race. Everybody wants to consume energy. Just regen energy. Don't over-consume, under-consume. It's like being on Weight Watchers. Just little sips and mark it down every single second because you need to know every bit of energy is crucial to the goal of winning this E-Prix.
Yep, this could end up as the last person to not hit 0% in the top 10 gets the win. Who will it be? Cassidy is 18.8, 19%. Friends, 19%. Roland, 19.5.
Oh, Roland's going to have a little look on Friends as well. You can almost sense it coming, can't you? It's like playing the Jaws music. Forget that. We need Raiders of the Lost Ark because anything can happen in the next 6 laps of this fantastic Diriyah E-Prix, which is really giving us what Formula E is all about. Roland now on the radio.
Roland again looking for that inside line team radio.
Take zero risk.
Wow, you're in a podium position.
If I have a chance, I go.
Roland being told you have a podium position, take 0 risk, and then he says, well, I have a chance. We saw what happened to Evans yesterday, Josh, when he had a chance as well, and sent it to the Neversphere.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to do that, but we're on lap 31 of 36. The time is ticking down around 5 minutes, 6 minutes. If we keep going at this pace left of this race.
Just got to keep it. It's like Finding Dory, just keep swimming. Down through the braking zones. There's Roland, right in the back of Friends. The top 3 are so close together that you could literally almost forget that they're one car and they're just zooming past you really fast. It's that quick. The Doppler effect very much in motion as they come out of turn 17. Down the back straight away. Anyone going to fancy a look? Hughes isn't too far back from this little party either. He could play a factor in the Neon McLaren and take their first and his first win in ABB Formula E. Cassidy's on for another win. Friends on for a win. Roland on for a win. Van Dorn on for a win. He had nothing last year. The Season 8 champion. Can he do anything about it as they come through? Just having a little bit of drama as they fly back into turn 1. Lap 32 of 36. Everyone playing the regen game. Down through the Sanjin section. One more time. Over to you.
Yeah, and as Alistair Griffin said, just drive. As we're on lap 32 of 36. Just a handful of laps left of this race. How much attack mode has Dan Tickton used?
He hasn't used any, according to my monitor.
Something tells me there's going to be a problem with the stewards later on in this race.
Yeah, but both ERTs, 18th and 19th. I don't think Tickton cares at the moment, but he'll claim, well, I had another lap to do. I never got to do it. Here comes Roland on the inside line, and France has to go defensive, and everybody else sort of jerks out of a reaction into turn 1. They all sort of look to the inside to try and make a move. It's not going to work. How you think it does? Cassidy, Friends and Roland. 1, 2, 3 in the Diriyah E-Prix. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right behind them. So tight now, this race. That's 33 of 36. 4 laps to go. You count the lap you're on, remember. So 4 remaining in Diriyah. Look at that, Cassidy, 14 podiums, had 5 wins. Friends, 2 wins. Roland, only 1 win in Formula E. Are they going to take their 6th, 3rd or 2nd win? Roland's led 69 laps. Friends has led 92. Cassidy, 160. It's Cassidy's 50th E-Prix, the same as Jake Dennis. Both of them in their 50th start. Dennis with a championship and 6 wins. Cassidy, 5 wins and 2nd in the title last year. Can he have anything as we come out of turn 17 once more? And then down to 18. Is Roland close enough? He thinks about a move. He's just getting out of the toe of Friends. But it's all going to come down, I think, Josh, to the last 2 laps for 35 and 36.
Yep, the last 2 laps are going to be absolutely chaotic. We're on board with Van Dorn, who is in 5th position. Fenestraz just behind him, trying to get past, followed by Verline, Vern and Gunther. And there's the confirmation, as we thought it would be and as we knew it. No added laps, so we are going to the 36 laps distance because there has been no safety car.
Roland's right on the back. He's fighting for control as Cassidy has a big slide over the curbs. That brings the gap down to 0.4 of a second between him and Frines as they come through the sand dune section. Tictum could play a little factor in this, you know. He's at turn 17. I wonder if they might bring him through the pit lane again just to keep him out of harm's way, because he does not want to be a factor in this race. The car already looks to be disqualified, not taking the attack modes that we've seen on the monitor anyway, up here in the commentary box. Cassidy will win the race and take the lead of the title. As Roland so close to the back. Frines was twitching coming out of turn 17, and now I think this is it for Roland. This is going to be the opportunity. He looks to the inside line. I would have sent it. He was close enough in the braking zone. Frines takes the apex nicely, and they're just all closing up together. It all goes down to Dennis in 10th position. They're all together on the racetrack. This is insane. Yesterday was the largest winning margin in Formula E. Today it's going to be the shortest.
Yep, and Tictum has gone through the pit lane, so I'm guessing he has been commanded by the stewards. He has pulled into his pit box, though. I did just see in the background.
Right, so he's out. That's because he hasn't done attack mode. That's Tictum out of the race then again. Miserable weekend for him. Miserable for Dan Tictum. Sete Kamara down to 18th as well. That's a low end to what was a great race yesterday with into the semi-final, started 3rd or 4th in the race and then finished 9th with 2 points. It was good for the ERT team, who of course take over from Neo 333. It's going to be a last lap crescendo. If anything's going to happen, it's going to happen in the next 2 minutes, everyone. That's how long's left in this E-Prix as they come down towards turn 18 for the penultimate time. Frines is right there. He's closed up the gap to Cassidy. I think we're watching a procession. I don't think anything's going to happen. I really don't. A last lap move in Formula E. It's very rare it happens. Yellow flag at turn 17.
Green.
Is that caused by NATO?
Yeah,
he's gone straight on. NATO missed the braking zone. Final lap then of the Dewey Prix. It's lap 36 off at 36. NATO carries on. Hasn't come into the pit lane. Gap 5/10 now between Cassidy and Frines. They've put the burners on. They've got enough energy to make it to the end. I think they've under-consumed a bit too much. I think this is going to be a 6th career win for Nick Cassidy in his 50th E-Prix start.
Grassi was only on 1% of energy, along with Mortara and Muller.
And Fenestraz
as well.
So they were pushing and lost out. Commanding race from Cassidy.
And the top 3 are pushing because they're down to 1% and 2% as they regen.
So they haven't done it. They've just gone pedal to the metal. Look at that, they're burning through energy. They're going to have to cancellate it, otherwise they're not going to have enough. They hit 1% coming into the braking zone. Well, Frines slipped.
The Grassi point fall.
Well, it was Frines who led the opening 4 laps, but Cassidy led from lap 5. It's his 50th E-Prix start. Nick Cassidy wins for the 6th time in ABB Formula E and wins for Jaguar. After being 3rd in the opening 2 races, he does victory in race 3 and takes the lead in the Drivers' Championship going into the month break. Frines, a valiant effort, finishes 2nd. Roland in 3rd. And let's hear from the race winner.
You absolute beauty! Yeah! Nice one! Nice one!
Yes! Yes!
Cassidy a winner, and the championship lead belongs to him. Let's hear from him with Karun.
Brilliantly managed. You were quick when you needed to be early on, and then were you nervous later when the pack closed up?
Hey, Karun. Yeah, I was, man. I was. I saw how fast they were catching, and I thought they were going to get us. But what a job by the team. Well done.
Fantastic start to your life at Jaguar Racing. 2 third places, and now the win.
Yeah, since Portland, man, I've had such a good run. I'm so lucky with the position that I'm in, and all the people supporting me. So I'm just very, very fortunate right now. I'm waiting for a bad day, but at the moment I'm gonna enjoy it.
Well done. Amazing job from Nick Cassidy. As you rightly said there, Karun, 2 podiums at the start of this one, 2 third places. The top step was only a matter of when and not if it was going to come. An amazing start to life for Jaguar.
Absolutely, and his 50th Formula E race too. Another win, yeah, 6 wins. Very impressive what he's been able to do. And the car that finished second was the car that he vacated this year to join Jaguar.
Absolutely. Well, Nick Cassidy then takes top honours. We'll be back with all the reaction and all the analysis in just a few moments' time here in Diriyah. It is all going to kick off, I'm sure, as Nick Cassidy celebrates his first win of 2024.
Absolutely, and we'll be with it all throughout with the reaction in just a few moments' time. Let's check in then with the provisional race results. Nick Cassidy victorious, followed by Robin Freins in second. Oliver Rowland finishes third. Jake Hughes is fourth. Stoffel Van Dorn takes fifth. Sasha Fenestraz in sixth. Double points for Nissan, not bad at all. Verline fights back for 7th place. Vern is 8th, Gunther 9th, and Jake Dennis takes 10th position as well for Andretti. So that's a 9th, a win, and a 10th. Not the best opening season for him, is it? Very up and down for the Season 9 champion. Outside the points, though, Dennis did get a 10th position, so actually he's scored the same amount of points across with the finishing positions of the season as well, so not too bad for him, of course. Evans outside the points for the second, Jaguar in 11th. The team, yesterday he was very annoyed at the mat now, and his teammates just taken a win. It's his 3rd race with them, so not great for Evans there for ego or emotional support. Mortar finishing 12th, Muller 13th, Costa 14th, De Vries in 15th, NATO 16th, Sete Kamara 17th, Degrassi 18th. Out of the race was Tigtum, Jeruvala and Sam Bird retiring. There are 3 DNFs, so 18 finishes, and of course Sebastian Buemi never took part. Well, Josh, what did you make of the Diriyah E-Prix, the second race? And we've been with us across the weekend, of course, in the pit lane for race 1. Not a bad race run, I thought. It was quite good.
Yeah, what a good race. Definitely not the best we've had, but it was definitely a good race here in Diriyah in Saudi Arabia. Anyway, Cassidy, well done to him, and it a 9 car fight at one point for the lead. I don't remember the last time we saw that, as the cars get ready
Portland, probably.
to come up onto the podium.
It was probably back at Portland. Has to be back at Portland.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's cross over back to Tom and Dario and Karun.
To the stage. That platform will rise up, and a very unique experience we have for the podium here, where the cars are actually brought onto the stage in front of the crowd here in Riyadh. Just to the left of the picture there, you can see Robin Freins, and there is Oliver Rowland as well. Pole position and a podium. After half a year out of Formula E, from splitting with Mahindra, I think he'll be pretty pleased with that. There's Leon McLaren's Jake Hughes as well, 4th place for him, great results. As the drivers begin the ascension up the stage to the podium. And it is Nick Cassidy with his first win of the 2024 season. He takes top honours here in Diriyah. Commanding from Cassidy as he celebrates, goes over to congratulate Robin Freins. Freins really kept the pressure on, and I have to say as well, soaked it right up from Oliver Rowland behind also. Really tricky position for them all to have been in behind Nick Cassidy, where they're sort of attacking and defending, trying to watch their mirrors on as well. But a perfect start to life at Jaguar for Cassidy. 2 podiums in the first 2 races, 1 in Mexico for 3rd, 1 yesterday with 3rd as well in Diriyah. And then the top step of the podium just 1 day later for the Kiwi. I think that his 6th victory, ties with Jake Dennis in that number. Oliver Rowland back on the box as well. He'll be pretty delighted with that. Here are the crowd in Riyadh, all celebrating. I have to say, it's been a really great atmosphere here this weekend, Dario.
Absolutely right, and this podium certainly breeds that too. It is a massive podium, and the crowd got into it again last night, and really, yeah, I think it was like another good race, wasn't it? It was, nobody could gain that advantage, but I think the crowd really enjoyed it. Look at that crowd. It might have something to do with the concert afterwards as well. The Backstreet Boys playing, is it?
I think it is,
Go to that, Tom?
Well, I do want it that way, Dario, so looking forward to a bit of the Backstreet Boys tonight. Hopefully we don't miss our flight for that, though.
You know what's worrying for the other drivers in the championship? It's that man, Nick Cassidy. He knows how to win championships. You watch what he did in Japan. He's the championship winning machine.
What might have been for this man as well, Jehan Darubala. Disappointment for him to ended up retiring from that race after a really strong qualifying.
Yeah, but he was in the fight tonight, wasn't he? He learned so much, and he'll go back now, jump on the simulator at Maserati. He will learn. He'll use what he's learned, and that'll put him in much better stead.
Yeah, absolutely right. Well, let's go down to Nicky, who is with our winner of the Diriyah E-Prix, Nick Cassidy. What a drive from the Kiwi.
Nick Cassidy, unbelievable. What a race. Your first win this season and your first win for Jaguar TCS. What does this mean to you?
Yeah, thank you. Woo! This is awesome. I mean, it's such a dream start. I've got an amazing car. I'm so privileged, but this too, I want it that way.
Does this race win mean more to you now than the others in the past?
No, everyone's special. It's just been a dream start. I'm waiting for a bad day. It's going to come, but for now, we ride. We ride.
You took advantage at the start. You took advantage of the attack mode strategy. It just all played into your hands.
Yeah. I thought I went too hard, but these guys, Jaguar TCS Racing, gave me an amazing car, and I'm super lucky.
Excellent. Huge congratulations. Enjoy the celebrations. Nick Cassidy!
Well, Backstreet's back all right for Nick Cassidy as he takes top honours here in Saudi Arabia. This was the race from his perspective. Tried to challenge for the lead with a risky move on the outside into the first corner. Didn't quite pay off, slotted himself into third place. Got himself, though, into the lead once Freins was taking attack mode. That's where he would eventually stay, despite the unrelenting pressure behind on the checkered flag.
Podium for Envision. First of all, talk us through the start of that race, because you really maximised it.
Yeah, the start was really good. The highlight of my race for sure. I was leading, so I thought nice and comfortable. But then I was fighting with Nick the whole way, and we were pulling away. We were almost killing each other, but Nick did a very good job. I secured P2. It's good points. Hopefully, I just want to have one step forward for the next race.
Is this a bit of a turning point for you, the team, and the performance of the car?
Yeah, I was a bit struggling at the beginning of the season. I got to learn the car a bit more. Obviously, Nick drove the whole year with this car last year, so still some steps to be made, but I will get there.
Good. Well, congratulations. Thanks very much. Robin Freins.
Robin Freins back on to the podium. Great job from the Dutchman. That's his first podium since New York 2022. A race which also was won by Nick Cassidy, believe it or not. He went for the lunge for the lead for the first corner. Once the attack mode's worked out, Cassidy got himself in front. Eventually, it would be second place despite hounding Cassidy to the checkered flag. Very well-deserved and very welcomed return to the podium. Sebastian Buemi, of course, not making the start of that race, but still congratulating his teammate. Considering the fact that it's been a challenging weekend for Envision, that'll be a good crumb of comfort for him to take. Let's hear from the man who finished in third place, Oliver Rowland.
Wow, Oliver Rowland, huge congratulations. Congratulations to your teammate, Sasha Fenestras, as well, a P3 and P6 for Nissan.
Yeah, absolutely. I think yesterday was a bit disappointing for us, but today we regrouped and we did an excellent job this morning. We were able to get the pole. Slightly disappointed, you know, the start was a lot of wheel spin and Robbie managed to get me, but our chance today was to control the race if we wanted to win, but we didn't manage to do that. But still a great result for the team, lots of points, and we'll take this confidence into the next one.
Excellent. Can you build on this from the momentum going into Sao Paulo?
Absolutely, you know, I came back to Nissan with the target of winning, so we know it's a long road, but we'll keep pushing, and I think the step we made today, and also just the potential over the first two races has been very good, so I'm happy.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. Oliver Rowland.
Oliver Rowland slightly disappointed with third place there. It's interesting how your expectations do alter given the circumstances, but starting from pole position, a little bit too much wheel spin away from the lights. Freins was able to get through on the inside line. Cassidy went for that move on the outside, slotted into second, did the Barnsley boy. And then we wondered whether he might be able to attack, but he came under attack from Cassidy in the end, who got himself ahead. And third was the best that Rowland could muster. Actually close behind there as well to the checkered flag, with Fenestras just getting the better of Pascal Wehrlein. It's now time for the podium celebrations. General Manager of Jaguar TCS Racing, Gary Eckerold, is the team representative. He makes his way on to the rostrum. Great job for Jaguar. And great to see James Barclay smiling once again as Gary Eckerold stands on the podium. There is James Barclay. The grin as wide as the circuit here in Diriyah. Now time for the podium boys to make their way onto the steps. First up, Oliver Rowland. Great job from Oliver, back on to the podium for the first time since Seoul 2022. Nissan back on the box for the first time since Rome 2023 as well. A return to the rostrum also for Robin Freins for the first time since New York in 2022. Back with Envision Racing this year and back on the box as well.
Cassidy then will be victorious here in ABB FIA Formula E's second race in Diriyah, the third round of the season. Absolutely amazing. You can see Alexa Rendell in the background doing the podium ceremony. She always does brilliantly. But it's Cassidy in his 50th E-Prix who is victorious. And we will hear the national anthem of New Zealand, followed by the national anthem of Great Britain.
Grinning from ear to ear on the flight back home after this one. Now time for the national anthems.
Anthem of the winning driver from New Zealand.
The New Zealand national anthem plays out for Mitch Evans. Now time for the British national anthem for Jaguar TCS Racing.
The winning team from Great Britain.
Absolutely spectacular racing here in Diriyah. Wow, we've got a month's break. Why? It's just got good again. Oh well, we'll have to wait and see when we go. Sao Paulo in Brazil. We'll be live for all of the action as we get the Constructors' Trophy, the Team's Trophy to Jaguar TCS, the first run of them this weekend, and this season, in season 10, takes the top honours. Fantastically done as well. Next up, the winning team will now be taken over to the winning driver. Third, second and first in those orders will be presented as we get Oliver Rowland in third place here in Diriyah. Great job from him today. Yes, it was pole, but down to third again. We'll have those changed over soon. Great job there for Nissan, their rebrand. Wonderful livery on there too. Second place to Robin Freins. It could so close have been another win. But we'll have to wait for a third victory from the Dutchman in the future. And then it'll be our race winner of Cassidy as well. He'll take the top honours. Josh D, just quickly coming to you as well. A month break before Diriyah. Are you expecting there to be more drama before in that gap, or when we get to Sao Paulo?
Yeah, there may be some more drama. We'll have to see what happens with Dan Ticktum, depending on how he does next time out in Sao Paulo. Then after Sao Paulo, we are on to Tokyo and Japan in the centre of Tokyo.
JBMotorsports podcast is the place to be for all of it. We'll have the wrap up from the Rolex 24 and the 2 races here in Diriyah next week. We were going to put out a preview, but there was no real point. We've got 2 different shows previewing the Formula E stuff, so we put out the review show. Cassidy wins in Diriyah, and now it's time for the champagne! And away we go in Formula E. The non-alcoholic champagne flies here in Saudi Arabia. Formula E does 3 races in 2 weeks and now takes a month's break before Sao Paulo for round 4 of the 10th season. Cassidy leads the title after a domination in race 3. But one thing's for certain, 3 very different races, 3 very different winners. The championship is wide open. You're back with us live here on JB Motorsports for the watch-along coverage of the first, well, the second day and the second test. Green flag has just gone back out. We had Sam Bird came to a stop at turn number 1 in the Neo McLaren, so we had to change that over and get it all sorted out. He's now going to return to the pit lane. Zane Maloney looking speedy as well. But so far today, Jake Dennis, 1:30.109 from Antonio Felix da Costa in second. Muller's third, Beckman's fourth. Zane Maloney's in fifth. Then we have Jean-Luc Verne, Sam Bird, Nick Cassidy up there as well. Dropped down with Barnard, Van Dorn, Nato Evans, Hughes, Degrassi, Freins, Verline, Mortara, Buemi, Roland, De Vries, Gunther and Ticktum as well, as we get ready for the session to resume and the cars to head out on the circuit. Well, we're going to have Jack Pickering trackside for us in around about 90 minutes time. He's going to be out there giving us all the latest news, views and opinions as we tail end the first session of the day. But right now, let's turn our attention back to one of the greatest Formula E races we saw last season as well. Round 4 at Sao Paulo, Brazil. Commentary from myself, Edward Hunter and Adam Lemrys. 7 weeks too long. Welcome back to the middle of the most exciting electric race series on the planet. First 3 races, though, haven't really lived up to the name. Mexico always was a processional race. 2 Diriyahs, though. Race 2 got a bit more exciting, but predictable race winners across the board. Today, we are expecting a peloton-style race. What that means is that the 22 cars on the grid all want to save energy, and this is the circuit they will do battle on. It's a 2.933 kilometre circuit. Offset of the start and finish line is at 2.642 metres, and that encompasses the entire grid. Attack mode at the exit of turn 3 on the right-hand hip, and you can see it on your driver tracker. Turn 4 is a heavy braking zone into the chicane that we're expecting to see accidents. Turns 7 and 8 as well is an excellent opportunity for an overtake on the outside, but risks running into the wall as it tightens down into turns 9, 10 and 11, the final parts of the track. Looking over the city of Sao Paulo from back to front, then here's your starting grid. It's Norman Nato in 21st position. That's because Maximilian Gunther has a penalty of 40 places. He has a 10-second stop go. It's Dan Tinktum in 20th with Sergio Sete Camara alongside him. Then it's Sebastian Buemi in 18th alongside his teammate Robin Fry in 17th. Then it's Johan Jaruvula starting 16th. Lucas de Grassi starts in 15th place. Sasha Fenestras is 14th with Nick de Vries starting in 13th position. 12th on the grid, that takes us to Jake Hughes. Ollie Rowland has 11th. If you look to Ed Hunter's screen at the bottom, you can see who's in the top 10. Jake Dennis starts 10th. Nick Cassidy alongside him starts 9th. Further forwards, Antonio Filius da Costa starts in 8th. Nico Muller starts in 7th. And then running inside with the top 6 on the grid, Eduardo Mortara. He starts in 6th position with Sam Bird in 5th. Then it's 4th for Mitch Evans for Jaguar TCS Racing. Jean-Eric Verne abandoned his qualifying lap time after a mistake. He starts 3rd on the grid because he gave it up for his teammate. Stoffel Van Dorn is 2nd, and your pole sitter, the winner in Mexico and 2nd in the championship, Pascal Wehrlein, looking to make a redemption after a bad race in Diriyah. Wonderful look down there at the grid as we get ready then. Stoffel Van Dorn 2nd with Wehrlein on pole. Ed, fantastic as always. I love those to get into it. What are you expecting as the lights go out? Nobody wants to lead into turn 1. The drivers are worried about it. So are we.
Yeah, at least they won't be just sitting on the grid because they've only got one car per team. but yeah, I think Van Dorn, it'll be interesting to see how aggressive he is into turn 1, or whether Evans is able to go around the outside of both of them because the front row is so focused on saving energy. First lap could be quite chaotic here, especially in the midfield.
They've gone
everyone bunching up.
Yeah, they've gone quite quick towards the light procedure. Didn't expect that. They were too long on the grid. There's not a lot of smoke either. So we're getting ready. The Formula E predictor says that it's 30% for Wehrlein to win from pole position. I don't believe that. Stand back then and get ready because we are in for a peloton-style race. Why they haven't removed the board from number 1, I don't know. Now they have. Track temperature is hot. Jaguar should be quick as we get ready. We're at the Sambadrome. It's time to go into a Samba here in Sao Paulo. 5 red lights are on. And it's blast off in Brazil. It's another good start from the GTS Penske's down towards turn 1. Look at that. What a start. Evans is on the wall. He's almost down the inside. He's going to try and take Van Dorn and Verne for 2nd position. Wehrlein lifts off. Look, this is what we're talking about. Everyone lifts off through 1. They don't want to lead it through. Verne then I think has dropped down into our 4th position. Van Dorn stays 2nd. Great start from Evans. He's up. And now already, Ed, the lift and coast begins as we charge down towards turn 4.
Yeah, good start from Mortara, though. He was all over the back of Sam Bird, but Bird is able to just hold that position into 5 and 6.
Adam, it's a great start. They're still 2 by 2 coming into the chicane, and fingers crossed there won't be a problem.
Yeah, that's right, Josh. Great launch for Pascal Wehrlein, and
on the inside.
I believe Nick Cassidy is.
Costa making a move.
Yeah.
Move here, Josh.
Da Costa on the inside, then that behind. Fry's trying to pass to Grassi as well further back. That didn't work out. I think as well
Da Costa passing Mortara.
Yeah, there was another one further back because Fry's was alongside De Grassi coming through, so that's dropped back. Yeah, and then Jarubla's dropped down to 16th, Buemi's in 17th, so they've changed over positions at the start. Now, it's a usable energy of 38.5 kilowatts. Regen is at 0.93 per lap. So that's 1 done. Gunther has been given his penalty. He had, as I said, a 40-place grid penalty. That's now been transversed into a 10-second stop-go. He has to serve. That'll serve the rest of it. And everyone lifting and coasting in towards turn 1. No one wants to make an overtake. So this is effectively the stall procedure as they come through. And round the outside, We see one of the Neos trying to have a go with one of the ERTs. That's going to be Fenestraz trying to have a go further on the field. I think it's Fenestraz still. Is it in the sound?
That's
No.
Dennis fighting.
Dennis.
Yeah, that must be Roland.
Roland, yeah,
he's
Dennis.
gone around the outside of him. There we go.
Dennis gets into 12th. Roland down into 12th position. Let's come through. Further contact behind as the Apt makes a bit of contact with the Freeze, and it's getting all chaotic. The 2 ERT liveries very similar to the Apt cars. Here's the start, though. Talk us
I like
through
how
it.
you called them ERT and Neo, which
Yeah.
is the same team. But anyway, look at Evans. Gets a great launch off the line. Vern on the outside there doesn't. And even Van Dorn has to get really late on the brakes to really just keep Evans at bay. Behind, they all sort of bunch up. Have a look. There we go. DaCosta sort of gets swamped. Mortara actually has a good first couple of corners. And there's Cassidy alongside him. So Cassidy and DaCosta are going to be fighting to get through past both Mortara and Bird. DaCosta is already up to 5th, so this has been a brilliant start from him.
Yeah, started down in 8th position and just sliced his way through the field, Adam. He did exactly what you do on an IndyCar start here. That inside line's the best grip, straight down the centre.
Yes, it is. And it looks like they almost rewind going into the first turn, Josh. And luckily, they all survived, and they give a call to Antonio Felix Costa. He hasn't earned any points this year, and you know how bad he wants to gain some here in Sao Paulo.
And he was blissfully unaware coming around the outside. Not 1, not 2, but 3 cars coming into turns 4, 5, and 6. He just touched the side of Edo before the braking zone. Edo stays ahead as we've seen Geruvalo and NATO drop down to 8th.
Past Evans.
Yeah, well, yes, and that's what we're missing as we see Gunther do his stop-go penalty. DaCosta has got up in position as well. There he is, he's up into 3rd position. Evans down to 4th at some point in the track. So that Porsche already, I said on the Grid Network show, it's now. He's got to start pushing. He's got to start showing his worth after a poor 3 races. He is showing it now as he continues on. Verline leads, but now side by side further back as well. Can't tell which that's going to be
Roland and Dennis
again. Yeah, Roland's back ahead of Dennis this time. So Roland's up to 11th, yeah. Oh, take a breath.
I wonder if DaCosta's burning through energy here. Is this to help Porsche so that he can help Verline and support his race against the DS Penske's and the Jaguars? And look at this, Dennis coming up the inside into turn 1.
That's going to be late on the brakes. Can he get it stopped? Because he's going to go on the inside of the Apt car as well. It's contact still. Muller's got to get out of it. And tag mode taken. 2 minutes for Verline, 2 minutes for Van Dorn. DaCosta takes the lead. You were right,
Muller
Ed.
as well.
Yeah, you were right. That's why DaCosta's gone forward early. He's burnt energy. Now we can use it as a regen charge. The 2 McLarens are side by side coming up. Bird's passing Van Dorn on the inside. Vern's on the inside. Vern's up to 4th. Van Dorn down to 5th in all this drama as Bird just tries to swing round the outside.
Yeah, and crucially, because Verline is now ahead of Evans and using his attack mode, DaCosta can just let him through. And then it can hold up Evans, so this is really working for Porsche right now.
In terms of the attack charges on the inside, that's going to be side by side. Vern getting through on Evans, and Evans just sort of lifting off, nearly getting Bird through. Attack mode
Evans thinking about the end of this race, though.
Yeah.
I think that's strategic from Jaguar here.
Same as last year, as Watch Degrassi. This is going to be, where am I looking on the board? Here he is, contact with Dennis.
The Apt car.
Oh, he shoved him out of the way.
Ooh. No, he hits the back of De Vries.
And debris flying off him, yeah, from the wing. Adam, what have you made of the start of this race? It's been insane.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Josh. Well, yeah, it's been quite.
Oh, look at Bird.
And that's passing with Verline, and it's a Constantino into 1 and 2 again. And now we're going to see it happening back.
Sam Bird through there.
Yeah, he did.
Verline with 25 seconds of attack mode left. So Sam Bird is absolutely pushing to get track position here as they're almost all running side by side through turn 3 there.
And it's just getting insane.
Bird takes the lead.
Oh, and Bird leads. Right, another lead change. On lap 4 of the race, Bird takes the lead. We've only got 22 lead changes. How many are we going to see? It was 136 last time out. And more damage to one of the Jaguar front wings. Which one's that? Is that Cassidy? It must be, because he's further back in the field. Cassidy with front wing damage as Dennis sends it up the inside of Jake Hughes, coming down towards turn 7 and 8. This is the peloton we're on about. Car coming in on our shed further back. One of the next has leads the back. It's Roland nearly touching Dennis. Meantime, Hughes gets displaced by Dennis as they take it through. So a little bit of contact as Gunther at the back of the field. He'll be able to catch up to this peloton fight. He's only 32 seconds back. Not as bad as we thought. And is that Cassidy with wing damage? I want to make sure. Yes, it is. Cassidy with wing damage. Adam, I'll let you finish your sentence because it's just going nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, Dennis radio.
Keep hunting on.
Keep pushing on. Go on.
Josh, do you remember last year how crazy it was with
Oh, what's happened there? The two Porsches, they come together.
Sam Bird goes into attack mode and comes out in the lead, Josh. That's what's happened. Ahead of DaCosta. So DaCosta and Verline have started fighting each other as there's a bit of debris on the exit of turn 3.
That wasn't part of the plan, and now here comes around the outside. Look at the grunt from that Jaguar. They're 3 wide, coming into turn 4, and Evans moves up into 3rd position. Meantime, he's brought with him. Oh, is that Verline drop back? And the contact, Cassidy again with the front wing, hits the back of Eduardo Mortara.
Mortara. Yeah, so Mortara was really slow through the 5-6 chicane, and Cassidy just couldn't avoid him in time. Had a little bit of wheel lifting in the air there as Evans now moving all over the back of Costa in the fight for second now. But this is the aggressive strategy from Sam Bird. Remember, he finished 3rd last year, had to sort of back off at the end to not attack his teammate, but he's not in Jaguar anymore, he's in McLaren. And remember, McLaren were apparently the most efficient powertrain, this same powertrain in the McLaren at Saudi Arabia. So this is a big opportunity for Sam Bird now.
Mortara had a thought on Evans, but didn't work out. Back to you, Adam, since we're getting to every time we hit the front stretch.
Yeah, it's been quite chaotic so far, Josh, and I said it was first crawlers would be kind of dull. Well, I guess the late crow.
Verline on the inside. Does he hit Bird?
It was possible.
Happy to save where we can.
Happy to save where we can, that's fine, but where on earth did Verline come from? He just charged down the outside as we see Mortara take 2 minutes of attack mode. Oh, and nearly runs into the back of Dennis. That was a bit close. Now, they've all and there's Mortara making his move right back. Dennis on the inside. Mortara swap back at him as they come through. That's going to be close into the braking zone. Side by side further back as we've got McLaren side by side. That's going to be Hughes in a battle. Surely can't tell from that angle. There's Cassidy. He's in a battle with Van Dorn.
Roland was late on the brakes, got back ahead of Mortara there, so I think it was Roland who was fighting with him, not Dennis. And look at this, Mitch Evans now trying to
get 6.
Cassidy's going around the outside of Van Dorn. Van Dorn's got the inside here, so he can just force.
That's close between
as
Stop
wide
and
as he
Van Dorn and Cassidy right there. Oh, that's almost wheel contact. Oh.
Jumping over the bumps.
Wow.
Cassidy getting in there too. I think I saw DaCosta in a battle with Verline too further up. I can't tell if that's changed over positions, so after I went to come across the line, no. Bird, DaCosta, Verline, Evans, Van Dorn, Cassidy, Dennis, Roland, Mortara. Roland's down to 10. Now hang on a minute, Cassidy's up to 7. Mortara and Dennis have swapped back because they're changing in towards turn 1, and there's a lot of debris out there, Ed, at the first corner. A lot of carbon fibre. Surprised they haven't deployed a safety car.
Yeah, and there we go. Looks like John Eric Verner's just passed as Sam Bird goes into his final attack mode, so relinquishes the lead back to DaCosta, who's yet to use any of his attack modes, and it's a similar story for Cassidy as well. But yeah, Mitch Evans backing off there means he comes out just behind Sam Bird, so McLaren are trying to get rid of their attack mode early in this race, aren't they? So that they can focus on saving energy from the front.
Oh, look at Dennis. Oh, there's an Apt without a front wing. Apt without a front wing. It's not Franz.
Then.
Yeah, it's got to be. Apt without a complete front wing and down into
that safety car. Because he's in the Envision, so yeah.
Yeah, safety car. Safety car deployed. They've deployed the safety car on lap 7, according to my timing monitor. Ooh. There it is. Safety car deployed for the debris. I thought it would be. It had to be. There's too much out there. And this works perfectly for Sam Bird, who won't want attack mode, because now he can save as much energy as possible while having to use the attack mode. And that's why, because there's an FIA front wing in turn 1. Is that off Cassidy?
It's an Andretti front. It's an Andretti front wing. So I think that must be NATO's.
Yeah.
Because he's dropped down to 16th.
And he did the fast lap. Right, regroup everyone. Oh, where's the clock? How long's that safety car been out for? We need to work that out. 30 seconds.
About a minute.
Yeah, right, I'll add that on. Safety car came out at 14:14, so yeah, a minute. Add a minute on, everybody, to when I start the stopwatch. Right.
All right, go for it, Josh.
I am lost track of this. Right, let's have a look.
But I don't know if this is necessarily a good thing for Bird. As we look here, this is Cassidy fighting with Van Dorn. Was this just before the safety car came out, or is this when he hit the back of Mortara? There we go. There's contact. And you can see the bit of carbon fibre sticking up. A little gift from the Mahindra there.
This is the contact for the back. Whose wing is it? You said it's NATO. There it is. Contact. And it's...
NATO's hit Degrassi.
Yeah, and that's why Degrassi's lost a front wing as well, because he's come back on and gone into the path of one of the... it must have been France.
So Degrassi trying to make a move on De Vries.
Gets
and
hit.
Yeah, just gets hit in the back by Norman NATO. Not the first time he's done that at turn 1 as well.
Yeah, Degrassi did that last year, if I remember correctly.
I mean, NATO went flying at the first corner last year.
Oh, yeah, he did, yeah. What's this one? There goes Degrassi's wing. Wow, right over in front of everybody on the main straight.
Being collected, yeah. Rotten Frines had a bit of a scare there. Lucky that didn't go. I guess the halo might have helped, but lucky that didn't get too much height there, because that could have was like a big knife in the air.
Yeah,
that big front wing
would have exploded as well. So he's like hitting.
Carbon fiber doing its job there.
Yeah. Imagine throwing up a piece of ice and hitting it with a baseball bat and then it's shattering everywhere. That's basically what it could have happened. The fans, though, here in Sao Paulo absolutely love it. Safety car is out on lap 8 of 31. And if TNT even think about going to a break, I'll go down and I'll, where are they now? They've moved from the London Stadium, haven't they?
They came into a dark room and beat them.
Yeah, and I've got an umbrella with a pointy end that will go up their nether region. We want to stay on here. It's important.
There we go.
There you go. That'll be
Front
on
wing
eBay.
gets picked up then by the marshals, so that's NATO's wing out of the way. The whole assembly, you can see the bolts at the bottom there, so the whole assembly has come clean off there. Your statement about it's like trying to cut ice with a baseball bat reminds me. I think an old Christopher Walken, he did like a FMV game in the 90s, and that famous line from it: "You can't slice bacon with a baseball bat."
So compared to Pascal, we're 0.2 megajoule down. No info on the rest.
Yeah, so DaCosta, as you said, Ed, used energy at the start in order to capitalise and get that through.
But he hasn't used any attack mode as well, so he's not doing quite as well on energy as Verline. But this is good for Porsche because 2 cars, 1 and 2, they can control this race now. And Verline, I think, has only got 1 more attack mode to go, so as long as DaCosta doesn't hold them up too much, this could work out well for Verline winning the race. He just needs to make sure that they're more efficient than Bird. Bird is going to be the big threat here, and Vern possibly as well.
Safety car is in this lap. It's been out for 4.5 minutes, which means, according to the time, we will have 1 added lap to the end of it. Hi, Omi, watching on. I think you're in the box as well. Hi, Omi. How's it coming to it? Coming ready for the green flag then.
So it's double high.
Yeah, double high.
This is it.
Safety car coming in. There's the green flag, and there's no overtaking until the safety car line, which is the start. Well, it's actually the finish line here, not the start line, and it comes much earlier. So we had drag race down towards turn 1. Here we go again, blasting off in Brazil for a second time as DaCosta hurtles across the green flag line. There's the safety car right at the exit in case it's needed, reversing in. Tanko and Porsche lead 1-2 as they go across the start line in towards turn 1. Are we actually going to see anybody make an overtake, or is this peloton still? It's still peloton.
Well, I think we're going to see some attack modes. Here we go. What do the Porsches do? DaCosta coming in, Verline as well. And it looks like a Jev as well.
And
so Sam Bird retakes the lead.
And it's side by side, and it's 5 wide, 6 wide, 7, 8 as they go down the straight. 3 wide, and now as they concertina in. Bird leads, but Evans is going for it as well. Evans on the inside line, down at turn 4. He'll take the lead. Bird falters into second position. DaCosta and Verline are side by side. Van Dorn and Vern are side by side. Everybody's side by side. They're doing the samba as they exit turn 8.
And this is really important for Penske and Porsche because they've got both their cars forming a wall to stop Nick Cassidy overtaking them. But Cassidy ran the outside of Jebs, who's lost out to Van Dorn because he went into attack mode.
Good restart there, Adam, as Cassidy gets passed on the inside by Vern, who's on attack mode.
Yeah, when you mentioned 6 wide, Josh, remind me of last year when we called Portland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, his bird's ready. Exactly, Adam, I do.
Let's have a look here. This is Bird, Team Radio.
Yeah, happy with that strategy, Lima. Happy with that.
Happy with that strategy, Lima. So that must be code for McLaren for something or other.
Yeah, code late. It's all late. We're all gone wrong. Bird's got second though with that, and now he can save energy. Bird might be.
Now he can save. Yeah, exactly. No, because Evans saves.
Evans takes the attack
Comes
mode.
out ahead of the Porsches.
And how long is DaCosta going to let that slide? Because DaCosta's going to come alongside him. Being in second isn't that bad. Evan wants the lead, though. Evans going for it. Bird's lifting off. He doesn't want the lead, but he's backing Evans and DaCosta side by side. DaCosta's on the inside line now. The out, now the in again. Round the chicane at 4, 5, and 6. Evans takes second. Bird leads again.
Oh, that was pretty close. Still 21 laps to go, aren't there, Josh? So they can't afford to... None of the leaders can afford to take each other out here at this point. Evans, DaCosta still got 6 minutes left to go. Oh, swap at DS Penske. Vern around the outside of Van Dorn, but Van Dorn fights back.
Yeah, and I think Hughes got a damaged front wing. I saw one of the McLarens. So it must be Hughes because Bird's leading. So let's have a look under the bridge. A little bit left front end plate damage. It's between Muller and Roland has been noted by the stewards. I've just seen come up on my timing screen. Oh, side by
Evans up
side.
the inside of DaCosta. The final corner, but they're just going side by side. It's like a stage race here because none of them want the lead going into turn 1. There's a little bit of contact as well at the apex there.
It's like literally feathering the throttle. There's contact, debris in the air, the backstretch. Someone else has lost a front wing as they brake hard for turn 1, regenerating his match energy. Where did that Mahindra come from?
Dennis.
Dennis in the Andretti, not the Mahindra. And he's taking a tap, man. That's why.
Yeah, there we go. So he didn't want to get held up behind.
With the
Cassidy
Mahindra.
there.
He took more tire with him.
Roland as well is in attack mode as well. Evans about to run out of his, though, in second position.
Oh,
So that might be,
debris!
oh, look at that Muller's wing dragging on the floor there.
Has he collected something out? Yeah. Oh, not again. It's an out. So...
That could
yes,
tend to
Muller
a
again.
skateboard if it goes under. And Nato's just continuing on without his front wing.
Oh, this
so
is
at the back's the
ridiculous.
worst place to be because that's where
That's going to go
everything's
up.
falling off at the moment.
That's going to blow very quickly. And I'm surprised he's still got steering. Oh, and there's Bird leading the race.
The meatball flagged in as well for Nico Muller. It's a shame he was doing quite well up until that point. Could potentially have nabbed a point out of this race. He's got to hope that thing either falls off or just is somehow stuck on with super glue.
Both cars behind, still 1 attack remaining. Yeah, if that comes off. But problem is, the start straight here is littered with debris everywhere you look. So it's like navigating your way through it. As we're seeing now some immense energy as Dennis goes to the inside line down turn 1. Is he going to try and take both of the DS Penske's? Meantime, Evans takes the lead away as they all come into towards turn 1 side by side. So reshuffling in the top 6. Evans leads Bird up the inside. There goes Dennis. He forces his way past Verline. DaCosta holds on for third. And nearly in the wall goes Van Dorn. Blimey, Evans leads. Contact further back. 2 cars in the wall. Think they've got away with it though. But 2 cars certainly side by side in the back. As now we're seeing on the inside line. There's Degrassi. He's trying to go around the outside of one of the Mahindras of Mortara.
Mortara.
Oh, what happened ahead with Vern and Verline? Verline got ahead and Roland's past Muller. Breathe!
Ultra aggressive from Dennis on the attack mode. As look at this, DaCosta up the inside of Sam Bird now as well. So he was told both DaCosta and Evans have got another attack mode to use. So Bird knows as long as he defends third from Jake Dennis, he might be in the box seats to win this one. And Muller, that front wing looks like it's about to fall out of frame every time he enters it.
And there goes another again on the inside. Dennis is everywhere, Ed. He's literally just, he's going to push through here.
Omnipresent.
Yeah.
Fastest lap for Jake Dennis, though, as he crosses the line as well.
Black and orange flag for Muller, as you said, would come out. So he'll have to box because that's going to explode everywhere if he's not careful. One wrong break, one wrong touch.
Should have got that a lap ago, in my opinion.
Well,
it was obvious. And there we go, up the inside goes Dennis into turn 1. So he takes third off Sam Bird.
Race Director's been slow all weekend, though. It's his first day of the job. Confidence move. Oh, there we go. Evans and DaCosta takes it. And look at that. Dennis is taking the lead in the race, but he slowed down and Bird ran to the back of him. Muller takes attack mode.
You see that Dennis was slowing up Bird at the apex there so that he could sort of use him as a buffer, essentially, against those cars in attack mode.
And Verline and DaCosta are side by side as well, and Bird was holding them up, so Dennis hits the front for the first time today, but it's literally...
Evans and Verline side by side, actually, and Verline prevails.
No one wants to win this one, as you say. Go on, Adam.
No? Reminds us of what happened last year in Portland, Josh, and that's one of the craziest races we called all year. And well, we did say it earlier today that it would be a cracker, and well, so far it's living up to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic. This is getting great. Oh, NATO's got a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. Sam Bird, however, that last lap he just led, it was his 300th lap led in Formula E history. So there's a little fact for you. As TV camera freezes, we come across. Who's
Muller
leading into
pit
one?
as well.
Yeah.
So he's putting on a new front wing.
There's NATO's penalty.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty slam dunk. He just went whack right into the back of Degrassi's. Both the Penske's, DS Penske's going into attack mode for the final time.
So Mortara's got with him as well. So he's taken 6 minutes. So it was 2-6, 4-4, or 6-2. Everyone's either gone 6-2 or 2-6. That's it for Verline.
Mix there as well. They've gone for 6-minute activations.
Can we get an overtake? Let's overtake. We need to move. We are up on energy to everyone.
Breathe, breathe, breathe again. Dennis leads this race. Look at that.
Was that Verline being told he's up on energy compared
Yes.
to everyone else around him?
Yeah.
So he needs to get past Bird and Dennis because they've not got any more attack modes. Just up the inside goes Cassidy.
No, it was Evans passing to Costa.
Evans on to Costa,
yeah. Cassidy's just behind, actually. He's going to get through now. He was thinking about a manoeuvre, but I think he got overtook in the last lap round. So,
well,
there goes Evans
in
again.
attack mode, though. Cassidy isn't. And there we go. Verline doesn't fight that one because he can't really.
Nice move.
So now we've got. Oh, what happened there? Is that damage to. Well, that's not damage. So is that Roland with a bit of damage? He exited that corner really strange, and I heard a crunch behind my ears. As Yellow has got wing damage.
Roland's under attack from the DS Penske. There we go. And Cassidy. That wing is dragging almost on the left-hand side. As into attack mode for the final time comes Dennis, so he did have one more to do.
Look, Hughes is taking it as well, so that's Bird retaking the lead, as we're now seeing around the outside. Dennis trying to have a go at Verline as they come down towards turn 7 and 8. Still massively under attack and they're not careful. Dennis holding off 4th position, and someone was flying off there. Don't know what that was. Maybe it was a bit of debris. Anyone cut the chicane? No, not as far as I can see. Just someone flicked past the camera at massive speed. Hopefully it was just like a twig like we're seeing now. Bird leads again on that 15 of the race.
You know, Josh is called. I'm surprised Nick Cassidy hasn't taken any attack mode yet. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. He's saving that massively to the end.
He
Which
might
doesn't make
give himself
sense.
too much ground to make up, especially if he's not got as much energy saved. As we look
Cassidy's
at something
in the
happen
wall.
to Nick DeVries.
Cassidy's in the wall. Cassidy's in the wall. Cassidy's off. Cassidy's on the one. The wheels are off. He's lost his wheels. Cassidy's off and the wheels are off. Here it is on the TV picture. There he is. Cassidy's got no rear left tyre. Cassidy is straight off. I just saw it on the alternative feed, on the dirty feed at the side of the monitor. And Cassidy is out of the race. Already, what drama we're seeing here in Formula E. Cassidy is out of the race.
We also saw a replay both Mahindras cutting across the sort of turn 1-2 chicane, having to come to complete stop as Roland goes into his final attack
Safety
mode,
car.
comes out side by side with Stoffel Van Dorn.
Safety car's out
big
again.
disappointment for Nick Cassidy because that's
Safety
his
car, yeah.
lead in tatters here.
Yep, there's the safety car. So start the clock again. And side by side, that's going to be interesting because that's going to be Verline 3rd and Dennis down. So safety car out again. This is number 2. And that's because there's a tyre loose in the middle of the track. So yeah, Cassidy exited turn 7 and hit the wall. I think he got looked between them. Instant between. Yeah, it was Dennis. Dennis hit Cassidy. I've just seen on the dirty feed, Dennis hit Cassidy. It's been noted by the stewards, and Cassidy swerved into the wall and lost his tyre. So there's a tyre loose out there. I want to see a replay, but we saw it on the dirty feed. Here it is. So this is what I saw a second ago. There.
Right. So
Contact and entry.
he's already been hit then.
Yeah, and he's got no
Was
front
that
wings.
Roland behind him?
Yeah. So so surely they're going to have to correct that. Look, that rear tyre in the middle of the track as well. No wonder the safety cars come out.
Oh, they all did well to avoid that one.
He just went straight on.
Wow.
The tyre fall hit the wall.
Yeah. Hey guys, with Nick Cassidy out, if Pascal Verline wins this race, you know how close the championship would be?
2-3 points.
Yeah. This is what Pascal Verline needs, and
the last energies, you're 0.5% up on Evans, 1% down on Verline, 0.5% up on Dennis, and the same as DaCosta. All cars behind you now they've used them.
They're not catching up to me. That's a penalty. Sorry, it's been half a lap, and they're still miles behind. Miles and miles and miles behind. That's a penalty.
Yeah, copy, mate. We're on it. Don't worry.
Yeah, so that was delay we were hearing. So Bird is moaning that Evans hadn't caught up to the field and you have to be within 10 car lengths. So he said that's a penalty. So interesting situation. So 2 safety cars and the championship leader out of the race, just like we saw in the last peloton race in Rome. Now, what on earth are we going to see? Because as Adam mentioned, if Verline wins this race, the gap in the championship dramatically reduces again. But yeah, I want to see that again, Ed, because I don't know. They say it's contact with Dennis. So has Dennis hit the side of him and Cassidy's front wing's gone underneath him and he's skateboarded into the wall, as we heard Tom Brooks say?
Yeah, so I was Cassidy right behind the Porsches, wasn't he?
Oh, here
he
we
was
go.
just behind DaCosta and Denny. Oh,
There's Cassidy's wing gone. And
yeah,
does it just
and
break?
he's right behind Dennis and in front of Roland.
Oh, it goes. Oh, it's a suspension failure. It's cut the tyre,
Oh,
look. Whoa.
Wow.
It looked like the wing just fell off and then got under the front wheels.
Oh. And it rips off the wrist. That's a new chassis as well, so that's going to be... Oh, and that wheel everywhere.
And that's the problem with these Gen 3 cars, isn't it? Because the front wing is so fragile to discourage that kind of contact. And unfortunately, as we see the spare wing being put away, they won't need it today because Cassidy's out, so they can recycle it now and use it for, like, I don't know, paper shredder or whatever. but yeah, I think we saw it in Monaco last year. Remember where with Tictum, his front wing falling off.
Yeah.
That you're sort of better off staying out, hoping there's a safety car or something happens, and then you can just get the front wing off. We saw Nato try and do that as well, and he's still running 13th. He's got fastest lap without a front wing, funnily enough. 1:15.8.
I'm being told via my ears that the drivers are complaining about the amount of debris on the track, and they're saying it's unsafe to drive on. Now, that could trigger the red flag. Unless the marshals here that Ed mentioned are quite brilliant, can clear it up. They are complaining on the radio about this, as we're going to head to James Barkley.
Damage on his front wing. And unfortunately, the risk is it gets under the front tyre and you lose steering and he's gone in the wall. Main thing is Nick's okay. That's obviously always the priority. But it is, it's frustrating for him and for the team. I mean, ultimately, the peloton-style racing we're seeing, it's starting to get a bit silly, you know. You're trying to carry momentum in the corners, cars are stopping all the time. So this is the risk of this, this very extreme kind of racing. You can easily get caught up. So look, main thing is Nick's okay. But something we just need to be aware of when we look at the race energy, because it does form this kind of concertina effect, which is very difficult for the drivers to predict.
Now looking to your other driver, Mitch Evans, what are we thinking chances-wise? Because he's in a relatively good position right now, currently running behind Sam in P2. Yeah,
listen, a long way to go still. But Mitch and the team have kind of put together a really strong race so far. So I think the key next phase is going to be tight. Energy is going to be key. Temps are increasing. So long way to go, but eyes forward.
Just finally, how much of the safety cars thrown out the strategy that you went into the race with? Has it been recalculation after recalculation? Yeah, absolutely. 2 safety cars now. It starts to change the form of the race a little bit. We're getting to that point where, I think short pace will start to increase pretty quickly. Thanks, James.
Thanks.
James Barkley there, team principal down at Jaguar. Safety car is out, and they are leading the field through as we take a look at it. So no sign at the moment of us going back to green flag running. The drivers are complaining about the amount of debris on the track, and hopefully they won't stop it to clean it up, because the marshals are doing quite good. And so far, we can go slower. Here's Dennis. I think he's going to talk about it.
Gunter. Yeah. Just to confirm, Dak behind out of attack, Jev out of attack also. Roland has got about 90 seconds remaining, which will be out by the end of this safety car lap. And no other cars in attack otherwise. The next car behind us who needs to take attack is Boemi in P10. Otherwise, the rest of the top 10 have taken both attacks, okay? So potential danger from Boemi later on, but let's see how the targets go.
So Sam Bird stands a chance here to win his first race since season, I want to say 7?
Yep, New York season 7 was the last one with Jaguar, funnily enough.
Yeah, here's Cassius. This is how he lost his wing. Oh, we were commentating at the time, guys. So he hit the back of Edo, and that's where he lost his wing.
Yeah, well, that was what loosened it, and then over the next 10 to 12 laps, it sort of got lower and lower, and then when they went over this bump here, that was what dislodged it.
Yeah, went there.
There you go, right there.
Why did they say Dennis then? What were they investigating Dennis for?
I think, well, yeah, I don't know. Dennis was a car ahead of them, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Because it was DaCosta ahead and then Dennis. So I think they must, because it was getting so mixed up, they must have just assumed that Dennis and Nick Cassidy ran into each other, which
Maybe they
was
thought,
incorrect.
yeah, like they thought me, they're getting the cars muddled up with
You
the...
shouldn't believe all the misinformation you read on social media, Josh.
It's coming from the
This is on
stewards.
you.
Came from the stewards.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the stewards didn't believe this information.
You guys remember when I went on Formula E Zone and I told Jack that one race could make or break Nick Cassidy's championship season? Well, this is one race that could hurt him in the championship. You know what I mean?
Adam?
Possibly, yeah, Adam.
I think you should be on the show every week giving you predictions as well in the Formula E Zone.
Well, it's called. I will say this. Well, Ed is called. I am going to appear on the show Monday with Jack and Josh to do a little recap of this race from Sao Paulo. So I wonder if they'll bring up my prediction. You know what I mean?
And pure pace all the time. All the time. He's not. Okay, mate, understood. Garage on it.
So this is bad for Jaguar in the teams table as well, isn't it? But yeah, excellent points, Adam. I think also though predicting something will go wrong is a pretty safe bet for like about half the field.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But the very next race, for it to go all wrong, I think that was an interesting bet. Jaguar looks so strong here. And now we're in a bit of trouble.
If you're going to bet something to go wrong, Sao Paulo would probably be a good choice because of the Peloton stories, like James Bartley was saying. But yeah, this to be interesting how long this goes on for, because these cars have a lot of usable energy by the end, and those who have saved that little bit more, like Da Costa and Buemi, yeah, he's ended his lap. Okay, they could be in the box. Buemi could be gaining places late on. It'd be interesting to see how much time he loses when he eventually goes into attack mode and how many positions he has to make up near the end, because he's put himself in a good position here by managing the race and just being lucky when the safety cars came out, I guess.
So we're going to have, because we now ticked over...
Gunther from the very back is 9th. I've not forgotten that, after that penalty.
We've done 13 and a half minutes. We're going to go back to green, so we're going to have about 3 added laps at the end of this. The safety car is coming in, and now we've just ticked over to that 13:59, so we will have 3 added laps if we don't have anything else after this one. We are green flag racing again. The green is out. Bird hits the floor. 13 laps to go, now 12. As we venture down towards turn 1. Now, they've all done their attack modes. Are we now going to see proper racing here in Sao Paulo, or are they going to try to do something else as we lunge in towards the first corner? As Ed said, they've got a lot of units merging now, so let's go racing. Come on. Round the outside again. We're already seeing Da Costa trying to go at Dennis, who's lifting out the corner. Nearly contact further back between Gunther and Buemi. Buemi's up to 10th place. And NATO's down into 15th again. I think, has NATO taken a tackle? Yeah, no, NATO's gone wide. NATO's lost 2 places already as we come into the 4-5-6 chicane.
But Buemi's trying to build a gap that he can go into when he comes out of attack mode eventually. But the problem is he's got Sasha Fenestraz all over the back of him, and he's got Maxi Gunther ahead of him, who's trying to save energy, having fought his way through the pack. But Bird up front, this is just going to have to be a defensive masterclass against Mitch Evans now. This late safety car has actually really played into Sam Bird's hands.
And it's all aligning for the first race win, possibly in 3 seasons. Can he do it? Sam Bird with a brand new team at McLaren. Meantime, Verline looking all over the back of Evans in towards turn 8 and 9. Coming now into the final 2. And across the line once again. 11 laps to go. Bird leads again. Bird has actually been our most consistent race leader here this weekend as we see Da Costa and Dennis. Dennis has got a great run. He's going to lunge up the inside. As Dennis got ahead, yeah, look, there he is on the inside line, into the braking zone.
He goes around the outside of him.
Whoa, brilliant, brilliant, fantastic. Dennis takes 4th place away. And the GTS Penske's in battle now with Roland. Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, Roland's starting to hold them up. So Vern got past Roland, but Van Dorn's still stuck behind, and he's been backed into Gunther a little bit here.
De Vries, I think, has taken attack mode because he's just dropped back down the timing order. Here's Verline's radio as we see.
Let's get him. Let's get him.
Evans moving under braking.
Yeah.
Big no-no, that.
If these two fight each other, it's playing into Bird's hands.
Yeah.
So Verline's got to get through quickly if he wants to win this one.
Just looking at the screen now. Bird drops down the hill. Half a second to Evans in peloton racing is frankly unheard of. Oh, and again, Evans going defensive. Verline's going to get a much nicer exit on these next two corners. Look at that, Evans is practically lifting and coasting midway through. And Verline wants to go on attack here as we come down towards turn 1. So Evans now with 10 to go. How's he going to deal with this defensively towards turn 1? He's going to go to the inside very late. Verline was already making, that is moving under braking. He's not allowed to do that. Evans is getting very cheeky. The stewards might want a word.
Yeah, Evans trying to get to the middle of the road as soon as he can because he knows if he can back Verline into Jake Dennis, then that might help him out here, just creating a train of cars behind him. But I wonder if Mitch Evans is also trying to save energy to fight Sam Bird with at the end here as well.
And Bird, yeah, he's just got this. He needs to save energy. He needs to use his battles. We take a look at Dennis again. Now, this was him on the inside line. That was him getting ahead of DaCosta. And I think Vern had a sniff, but couldn't get close to the back.
Yeah, DaCosta tried to make a move on Jake Dennis, and Dennis just simply held on and went back round the outside of him. So it was good defensive stuff from Jake Dennis because Costa's got slightly more energy than him, I think. Oh no, so they're both on 43%.
Here we go, yeah.
Okay, it was pretty even apart from Bird and Evans, who are looking a little bit lower than the rest around them. Vern on 41% as well. So Jev being dropped out of this battle now.
Oh, look at Verline. He really is getting really angry at Evans now, isn't he? He really wants to get past him. He's trying to lunge up the inside, coming out of turn 11. Now down the straight again. He's got such a great slipstream on Evans, but into the first corner, it's not going to work, and it's going to go defensive again.
And the Porsche looking at a little bit more.
Nothing on the radio as they come into the braking zone. Dennis is right there to capitalise on the...
Unfortunately.
Sorry, I thought that was the radio, but it was Tom Brooks. As they come through, Bird lifting and coasting. Wonderful close. Camera angles that. Fantastic. We can almost see Bird's eyes. He knows exactly what he's doing here. We almost got a bird's eye view.
But anyway, look at this. There's that train of cars. Evans, Verline, Dennis all locked together in that battle for second place. Sede Kamara having a go up the inside of Degrassi, who's wingless. And just being cut off on the exit there, as you'd expect from Lucas Degrassi, to be honest.
Yeah, Degrassi got in trouble with that back in Mexico. This is brilliant. Best race of the season so far, just for sheer drama.
Yes.
You might say so, but it's not over yet.
It's fine.
Grandstand finish then. We're set for in the next 9 laps or so, as again, Evans uses that same line to try and lift and coast and defend the inside into the penultimate corner there.
If Evans keeps defending like that, Verline will be in the grandstand for the finish.
And we ride on board with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are clear on battery temperature and we are
He's going for
energy. Let's get them. Let's get them.
There you go.
Oh, not there.
No, Evans was so in the centre, as Ed was talking about, but Bird was doing it too, and Verline's getting...
They both had to brake so late, didn't they, that they almost now suddenly caught back up to Sam Bird in that one corner as Gunther going up the inside of Van Dorn. As they fight over 8.
But when he takes his final 4 minutes as well, so that puts Fenestraz and Degrassi up, and Fenestraz into the points there, but when he will be able to fight back. So, my bets are still on here for Jean-Eric Verne. He's closing up and saving his energy a bit more. As we see Nato without a front wing still. He can continue. It's not that bad with a Formula E car to lose the front wing. As Evans now has a go on Bird, and Bird calmly shuts the door, coming into turn 7. Evans now really wants to lead, but at the same time he's trying to hold back Verline.
Yeah, this is almost an inverse of last year, isn't it? Remember where Bird held station behind his teammate Mitch Evans, and now Evans finds Bird not so willing to repay the favour. Now he's switched to McLaren.
Was it the same top 3 last year doing this?
No, it wasn't Verline.
Right.
Verline was in 5th or 4th or something like that.
Was it DaCosta?
Dennis was out of the race by this point.
Yeah.
It was DaCosta finished 4th in the end. It was Cassidy was in amongst them
right.
as well. Cassidy was P2.
That was it, yeah, I remember now. Yes, Bird again knows how to do it on this track, doesn't he, as it comes through. Here's Evans. Verline is going everywhere. Verline is he's not even thinking about Jake Dennis behind him. He is full eyes forward on Evans and wants him.
Look at Boemi. He's passed Fenestrez and Degrassi already with 2.5 minutes left to go. So Van Dorn and Gunther could have their mirrors pulled in a few seconds.
Because they're all running out of energy, and Boemi saved most of it. So look at that. He's already trying to go around the outside of Van Dorn, because Van Dorn got held up by Vern and Roland. Well, this is a cracking race. Down to turn 7 again, and we're going to see a little move on the inside. No. Oh, my word. They're already running into each other. It's like a train.
I think any of the top 5 could walk away with a win here, depending on how things go. But Sam Bird is so he's been leading for so long, but he's not been able to save energy as a consequence, as well as the others behind him, because he's got no toe to tuck back into. He did with Evans very, very briefly, and then Evans used attack mode to sort of save it, to get back behind and save energy. If anything, as Buemi unsurprisingly sets fastest lap of the race, challenging Van Dorn for 9th. And look at this, Sam Bird moving right to the middle and then back to the racing line.
It's amazing, actually. The last lap time, they matched Bird and Evans to 0.02 of a second, so they're still there.
Wow.
And they're
like qualifying.
Yeah, just like in qualifying. Oh, and Evans
between
nearly
Van
loses the
Dorn
wing.
and Nebello.
They all tucked up nicely in turn 3 there, but they nearly lost a bit of the wing. Evans was sort of like playing chicken. Look at that, he's got a magnet on the back of Bird. Oh, hang on, what were we looking at there?
That was just the rear-facing angle.
Right. Fenestraz and Mortar have been noted for causing a contact. Not sure where that's
Buemi's ended up stuck behind Van Dorn, so full credit to Stoffel Van Dorn. He's really got the anchors out, and that's Muller out of the race.
That's going to trigger a safety car.
Turn 1.
That's safety car. That's safety car.
Yeah, it is.
It looked like he cut the first corner and then stopped to avoid getting a penalty, but then couldn't get going again.
Yeah, yellow flags. Yeah, because you've got to stop. Oh, well, winglet damage. Something's been flown up. It looks green, so is it for Buemi? No. Yellow flag.
I thought it was one. I wonder if it might have been something off of one of the Porsches, but they both seem to be okay.
Well, if we,
I'm not sure what that's done.
They've left it late. They want to go safety car here, haven't they? With amount of time left, yeah, we'll go back to laps as well. Green flag. So they've got it going again as Evans looks on the inside line.
So down towards that first corner we go. Team radio.
Yellow flag turn 1. Yellow turn 1.
Yeah, but it's gone green. Slippery surface, turn 1 and 3.
Maybe.
Have they left his car there? Is he still there? Has he I can't see him on the driver
Muller's
tracker.
going again, it says on the timing screen just now. Because he did stay out for a second, and then they've they un-DNF'd him, essentially. But he's a lap down now.
Yeah, he is. Good. Excellent. Right, get him going. Get him out there on the circuit. Has he dropped right? Yes, he's got going. Yeah, he's on the driver tracker now. He's crawling around at the exit of turn 5 and 6. This is...
Be heading back to the pit, do you think?
Yeah, it would be.
Freeze.
Oh, he lost his wing.
Nick loses his front wing on the back of NATO!
Evans trying to go around the outside of Bird. It didn't work out. There's a slippery surface flag out the exit that part of the track as well. But I was wondering why we cut to the replay quickly enough. The dirty feed wasn't even showing it. So Bird leads Evans and Verline in the top 3, and Bird's getting angry on the radio.
Being activated through into the final couple of corners we go.
Surely.
Safety car
There's too much debris at turn 3.
Yeah, look, I told you the drivers are complaining. They want a safety car.
Well, of course he wants a safety car because it would stop Evans from attacking him, and it meant that he would have a clear run to the finish.
Oh,
Look at Mitch Evans
here we go.
and then having to back out. Look at that top 5. They're even dragging Vern slightly back into this, although he's not been able to quite save as much energy. Vern, yeah, look, Vern, Roland, it's all the way down to 7th, 8th place. They're all within about 3 seconds of each other.
I said, don't rule out a safety car. As look at Evans, he's going right round the outside of Soundbird.
Here we go.
Evans leads.
Nice
Evans,
pass. Nice
brilliant.
pass for Mitch Evans. Clearly out in front.
Evans takes the lead here in Sao Paulo. And that was more than half the race led from Bird, 15 to 27. Most lead laps of anybody because he also led 4 to 5 and lap 10. And now Verline's looking on the inside. Bird might be a bit happy, but he wanted that safety car. He didn't get that safety car, but now Evans is going to be hemorrhaging energy.
Yeah, still, 5 or 6 laps left to go because they added the laps from the safety car earlier. Yes. So Evans not able to get, and now Bird might be able to save that little bit more energy. Remember, we know how efficient that McLaren Nissan powertrain can be in the hands of the McLaren team.
Verline's had a poor exit. Dennis is on him. He's pulled out brilliantly as he comes down towards turn 1, and Dennis takes 3rd. And now Verline's going to try and fight back. DeCosta's coming in. There's the 300 laps that I worked out earlier on because we've done 14 minutes and 2 seconds under safety car. So it's 300 laps, but Dennis takes 3rd. Verline had a poor exit.
Was that a poor exit from Verline,
Yeah,
or did Porsche know something we don't?
Oh, okay.
That's true. That's true. And
looked like he slowed.
I will say, give a call. I will say, give a call to Sam Bird. And, I actually thought he was gonna win, but I mean, look at that. Yes, Jaguar go from Mitch Evans.
look,
I mean,
it almost got
wow.
the same energy. It was 2% in favor of Evans, and now Bird has been able to save a percent in the wake of the Jaguar in front of him. So Bird is sort of slowly being dragged back into this, and Dennis now on 20%. Out of all those top 5 or 6 cars, has got the most energy to play with here.
So it's 3 laps added, and we'll get to that shortly as we see Dennis defending from Verline. Let's take a look at the exit here. Now we've got Da Costa right behind his teammate. They're pulling a little strategy with each other down towards turn 1. Maybe they're trying to save energy, but Evans now is going to be really struggling because he's not wanting to lead this race for this long. He thought it was going to be a 31-lap race. Has he bolted too early? Because look at Sam Bird. He's right back up there with that Jaguar as, again, one of the Maseratis tries to have a look on the inside line. It's Gunther, but Van Dorn's trying to swing round the outside of him.
You tell Van Dorn really frustrated to be stuck behind Maximilian and Gunther.
Vern was slow, because now Roland's got him.
Yeah, also Frines uses his final attack mode now, as does De Vries. The last roll of the dice from Mahindra and Envision. Yeah, Dennis is going to be really pushing now.
Here he goes.
Down and that puts you in a worse position. I don't know why.
Dennis on the inside.
Okay, it's issues. Just avoid curb. Just avoid
too far back.
No.
I wonder if that's.
What was that about issues on the radio?
I think it was battery issue, something like that. Like, it feels like a saving issue he was on about. Yeah, he's overusing
was that
the
for
energy.
one of the cars in front, or him?
No, it's him.
He's
over-consuming the energy. He's got to bring it back in. So that's Dennis. That's why he had such a great launch. He's over-consuming. Oh. Finds passes years. It's not now. Over-consuming is allowed because you have to resave energy. Yeah. So it's not a slam dunk, but he's got to be in it.
He's in trouble because the Ruvalu's got by as well for 18th.
Oh, hang on. Now it says it's the final lap, but it's not. It's lap 31 of 34. There's 3 added laps.
It will say when they cross the line. Don't worry. It will say when they cross the line.
That's confusing from the
That is
Formula.
weird. That is weird.
We'll stick to our timing screens, and if you're watching us on the watch on, because it says 31. Yeah. Tells us exactly what we've got. We've got the TV broadcast saying final lap because it's not going to be. And I hope they don't get confused and throw the checkered flag. We've had that before, where they race it, where we had an extra lap, and they never did it.
It's a good thing we're not in Saudi Arabia, isn't it? For many reasons. Although you'd be forgiven for thinking we are, given some of the advertising on the side of this track. But
they've taken it away.
But anyway,
now.
Evans now has got that little bit of buffer. You notice there that he's pulled out on Bird, so he knows it's now coming down to track position. He's got to use Bird to keep Dennis behind him.
Bird, oh, look at that. Dennis is all over the back of Sam Bird coming into towards turn 9. But Bird can now save that energy. We're going to be on lap 32, so the race is now extended. The race will continue. No sign of that flag, so we are into overtime now here in Sao Paulo. Now the added laps kick in. 3 extra added due to the safety car. We spent 14 minutes 2 seconds under that as we hurtle in towards turn 1. Lap 32 of 34. Evans leads from Bird, Dennis, Verline, Da Costa in the top 5, and Bird's all over the back of Evans at the exit of turn 3 as he clips the wall but boots it hard. That McLaren driving to the limit.
Yeah, and the collective sigh you just heard was the Porsche team being relieved that it wasn't the final lap and they didn't just sacrifice track position for nothing.
The bridge too far away.
We need to try and get some cooling right-hand side where we can.
So it's hot here. Air temperature at 60 degrees. Sorry, track temperature is at 60 degrees. Air temperature is 36 degrees. So and there's no wind speed here either, guys. So the only wind out there is what the cars are generating. Is up the inside. Roland trying to get past Da Costa.
Roland.
And he's got him.
Yes he
goes.
goes.
The man from Barnsley in Yorkshire. But yeah, Da Costa, who happy saving energy, has just dropped back now. So Porsche committed to saving here, except for Verline, all over the back of Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis is backed off massively, even though he's got 10%. And Bird's now on the back of Evans, who's got 1% less. Evans on 8%, Bird 7. Now they're 7 apiece. But now Dennis is on 9, Verline's on 8, and Bird wants the word in towards turn 1. Will he look for it? Goes to the inside line. Evans again, moving under braking. Tries to come back onto the racing line. Bird will get a much better exit as Evans locked up. Coming through 1.
Good thing they make those tyres durable. But yeah, 2 great battles then. Looks like Dennis is hoping the 2 leaders run out on the final lap then. And Verline, much the same mind as well. Buemi still got 10% to play with in 10th. The Gunther, with 3% less, is going to have a mighty job to do to save that energy there.
All the two Penske's and Gunther trying to look around the outside, and that was a bad move from Van Dorn because here comes Gunther. He flicked to the outside. Want to see if that move was changed. Keep an eye on the driver tracker for that one. If Gunther and Van Dorn change positions as we come into turn 7 and 8. Everyone's all over the place.
You see Sam Bird pulling out of the wake there, so he's not saving as much energy, but he's getting the temp.
Still some cooling right-hand side, please. Cooling right-hand side.
Exactly as you said, Ed.
Enough on the right-hand side there.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. Screw it, he says. Let's go for it. He wants to probably have an attack.
The car blows up. We'll almost win this race.
And we're on to the final lap now here in Sao Paulo. And Bird wants to go down the inside line. Evans is not going to have to go defensive this time. Into the first corner.
Getting the cooling done.
Yeah, he's cut him off. And look at that. Verline trying to go on the inside line. Dennis again defending the two. And Gunther still can't get ahead of Van Dorn. And Mortar and Degrassi swap places, as does Jeruvalo and Tictor further back. But Mitch Evans has a run here. They're both chasing either win 11 for Evans or win 12 for Bird. Bird hasn't won since New York City. Can he find a way around the outside? His first race win for McLaren is on the cards here. Evans on for his first win of the season. If we can start pushing hard. Bird might do this.
Yeah, and Dennis. Really under attack from Verline and Roland now, so Roland might fancy a run at
Evans defensive hard into turn 7 and 8. Bird's right there.
I think Mitch has got this. Oh, look at that. Verline again on the outside of Dennis. So Dennis brilliant defending there.
Into the last two corners, just like a year ago. Bird's going to send him around the outside. He's done a Hail Mary. Hail Mary from Sam Bird. Can he do it? Into the bracket zone. He's done it. Sam Bird. Evans on the inside. What a move. Sam Bird with a Hail Mary wins in Sao Paulo.
Look behind. It's freeway for third, and Roland's going to take it.
Roland from third. He goes from fifth to third. What a win. What an ending. Sam Bird wins in Sao Paulo. In superb style. A Hail Mary move around the outside. Surprising Evans. Bird wins in Brazil.
Oh, wow.
Bird is back. Yes, mate. Yes.
Nobody expected that from Sam Bird. The old dog has still got it. Wow! Sam Bird wins an absolutely brilliant race in Brazil, and here he is with Dario.
Yes. Welcome back, old son.
There's life in the old dog yet. I think I might have used up all my talent now.
Yes, there is.
But don't tell Ian and Zach Brown that.
Oh my gosh.
You left that to the last minute. Fantastic stuff. Well done. Brilliantly driven.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Really, it was Rich. He was super fair. And yeah, I'm so proud of everybody at Neil McLaren. We've worked so hard for this. We've made some progress, and this is the reward for all that. So, amazing stuff. Great job, everybody.
See all that Saudi money going to give you. So.
McLaren win in Formula E, and Sam Bird wins for the first time since New York City Season 7. It's been a long wait. Bird wins, and this is how he did it, Ed. A Hail Mary move round the outside.
Yeah, here we go then. So the last possible opportunity. Evans thought he had the inside covered. And the thing is, Evans ended with 0.1% more energy. So he could have, I think, pushed that a little bit harder and just about held on. But Bird, full credit to him. He had just enough left across the line, but it was so marginal between the two. And brilliant. We saw the greatness of Sam Bird there in that moment. And yeah, it couldn't have happened to a worse team, but hey, there we go. Can't take anything away from Sam Bird there.
What a fantastic win, Adam, from Bird. That was planned, but wow.
Yeah.
A Hail Mary pass.
It's called, you could see that within the last few laps, Josh. Sam Bird was eyeing a move around Mitch Evans, and he got it done at the proper time. Wow, we said we wanted. I said it would be a crack-up race, and boy, was I right. Man, oh man, that was Yeah, that's what we needed here in Formula E. The first races were, This one, oh boy, was it good? And now the championships even closer now with Nick Cassidy dropping out as we go to Tokyo for the next round of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. Nice to see him. Nice to see the series go over to the land of the rising sun in Japan.
What an amazing race. Sam Bird wins by half a second at the line to Evans. And then, as Ed said, Roland, Verline and Dennis, not separated by much, 2/10 at the line. Brilliant, exactly from Roland. Got in the inside of the last corner, blitzed past Verline and Dennis, who were battling like crazy. Dennis went from 3rd to 5th. Verline stayed 4th. Roland takes 5th to 3rd. And Acosta in 6th, Verne 7th, Van Dorn 8th. That Penske strategy not working out with the timing of the safety cars. Gunther 9th. Buemi got points ahead of Freins. That was a surprise. Didn't expect that in our grid preview show a few seconds ago. Seb Vettel, thank you for the compliment, and says, brilliant from Bird with an orange love heart. Omi says, whoa, Sam Bird, wow. Out there as well. What a race. I feel I should get my McLaren hat from upstairs. That's a Lando Norris hat, not a Sam Bird hat. And Sam Bird deserves all the credit today. That was a fantastic race. McLaren's first ever win in Formula E as well. Technically, because they did wear the battery supplier for a number of seasons as well. So technically, it's not their first win, but it's their first win as a manufacturer and as a team as well. And we'll hand over the interviews to the world feed.
Double DTM champion Gary Paffett working for the team now, sporting director. Great addition to the Neon McLaren team.
Let's call him Neon.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
That way
from
Neon don't get to celebrate the victory.
Well, amazing job for the Nissan Formula E driver.
Nissan have turned it round.
Double podium for them.
Incredible how they've turned it around. Tommaso Volpi's got to be a happy man with how things are going.
And the team representative for McLaren on the podium is going to be Sam's race engineer Stephen Lane as well. Well deserved, I say.
They've been together a long time. They were the duo was split up for a little while, but they're back together.
Goodness me. Well, the Neon McLaren fans here in Sao Paulo, absolutely delighted with that one. And I'll tell you what, it was worth sitting in the 35-degree heat for that, I'm sure.
Right, to be on camera.
Yeah, exactly right. I bet Emerson Fittipaldi got a shock when the McLaren came over the line first. He was expecting the Jaguar.
Just incredible, absolutely incredible. What an E3. Formula E is well and truly back. Let's have a look at Oliver Rowland over the line in the chaos of what we saw.
Oh, look at this, yes. So Dennis defending created this opening for Oliver Rowland.
Just slipped on the inside though, Ed, wasn't it? That was a great manoeuvre. And well timed from Rowland.
Yeah, his comeback in the final stages race was immense because him and Dennis had very, very similar races, didn't they? But, in the end, Dennis is getting that a little bit too defensive. He could have come away with 3rd. He ends up falling to 5th.
Absolute insanity as they come through. Let's go back over.
Just what a race. What a round. I'm running out of superlatives to describe it, really. That was such a frenetic end, and we always knew it was going to be pretty chaotic, but well and truly delivered when it came down to it.
And that was some cracking racing. We talk about strategy, we talk about battery temperature, the slipstream, but you've got to just drive the thing too. You've got to be inch perfect, and that's what we saw from the boys fighting out for the win, and the racecraft of Oliver Rowland to come through in that last corner. We can have all the strategy in the world. You don't drive the car properly, you're not going to get on the podium.
Well, the fans will be looking forward to the podium, or should I say the floadium, actually, because it's the wonderful carnival float that we saw Radzi on at the start of the show, where we're going to see the drivers standing on the top 3 steps, and also Stephen Lane as well, the team representative for McLaren. Well, there we go. 12th victory of his Formula E career for Sam Bird. Let's head down and get a word with him.
Sam Bird, the second oldest winner in Formula E history. What does it mean to you? What a race that was.
That was great. That was great. It means so much for everybody in Neil McLaren. I think everybody can now see the progress that is slowly happening. I mean, a double podium for Nissan. They haven't done that in years and years, so I'm delighted for that group and also for my guys at Neil McLaren. You know, podiums have been sparse, and I hope that this opens the floodgates a little bit. I had a target at the beginning of the year to get a couple of podiums. I didn't expect to win, but we've got to win in race 4. I'm just so happy. And it was a great race between me and Mitch, my old teammate. It was really fair. Cheers, dude. Yeah, super race.
You've been very humble there. Let's talk about yourself, because right at the end, it was unbelievable. What was going through your mind? Because you weren't settling for second for 1 second.
No, I said on the radio, I think he's struggling more than me with the car kind of, with the temperatures. And I said, I think he's struggling. And I was told to cool the car. And then I saw the lift points and I thought, well, look, it's now or never. I've got to go. He defended the inside and gave me just enough room on the outside to have some kind of move. I don't know how close it was to the wall, but it was fair racing and got it done.
And finally, you said on comms, on radio, you didn't run out of talent.
Not quite yet. Not quite. There's still life in the old dog yet. Cheers.
So congratulations. I'm incredible.
Cheers. Thank you.
Well, Sam Bird, an incredible race for the Briton. Started this one 5th on the grid, and this was how it all panned out for him. An amazing around the outside overtake for the race lead on the final lap in the final stages. Brilliant from Bird. He is well and truly back.
This programme is presented by Total Energies, the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship, driving innovation in electric mobility.
Very loud.
Oh, you know it's a good day when it starts at brisket. You got more food? That is a beautiful looking platter. Let's go and eat the Earl of Sandwich in Sandwich.
Brand new Adam Richman Eats Britain, Monday at 9 on Food Network or stream on Discovery Plus.
Vad I helvete?
Jävlar. 25 years later, we still talk about the Estonia and
Sorry, ladies and
wonder
gents. Seems we're just
why.
watching ads on TNT Sports.
Streaming now on Discovery Plus.
Yeah, that's what you tune in for. So thanks,
You
Josh.
ever thought about yours?
Funeral? Yeah.
Wow. How long?
Oh, there you go. You're back. Finally, where were you?
Well, I was having to run in because it said the internet was going to turn off, so I had to stop that. So hello, everyone. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Advertising runnings when they weren't supposed to be. Sorry, everyone. Hello.
We had to listen to TNT's ads for like a man versus food or whatever.
Oh, that's not too bad. I mean, they do help us out an awful lot. So apologies, everyone. So what a race that was. We'll get the full confirmations shortly. As I did get buzzed actually as well that it was on, because they said the internet will turn off at 15 minutes past 6 as well. I was like, why are you turning it off? So I've had to run in, and it's for an update thing. So I've had to cancel that and do it later. So that's just taking some time. So let's go through the full results then while we all have our break for TNT and wait for the podium. It's Sam Bird who is victorious here. Second place for Mitch Evans. Third for Ollie Rowland. Fourth for Pascal Wehrlein. Fifth for Jake Dennis. Sixth for Antonio Felix da Costa. Seventh for Jean-Luc Verne. Eighth, Stoffel van Dorn. Ninth is Max Gunther. 10th, Sebastian Buemi. And then in 11th, it's Sasha Fenestraz. Eduardo Mortaro is 12th. Lucas de Grassi is 13th. Nick de Vries is 14th as well. 15th for Jan Druvler. 16th, Sergio Setakamara, but he's under investigation apparently for overuse of energy. That's just flashed up on our screens. 17th for Dan Ticktum. 18th for Norman Nato. 19th Robin Fries. Jake Hughes is 20th. And Nico Muller 21st. And Cassidy, the only retiree, in 22nd position. Championship leader Ed being the only one out of the race. Going into the next race in Tokyo at the end of the month. That's going to be a big, big deal for him as well. A new, tighter track.
I think we'll see Cassidy back, though. I think he was very unlucky today with that contact, because I think he could easily have been right up there with Evans. Maybe there could have been an easy P3 for Cassidy today, but not to be in the end. The front wing parts company, and But I also feel like it was a bad day for Jagger in the sense that I think Evans could probably have won that one if he'd been a little bit more canny. But unfortunately, he played it a little bit too conservatively in those last couple of corners, and that was all the opening that Sam Bird needed. So you don't leave that kind of opening for Sam Bird because he comes through like a ferret up a drain pipe. The only way you'll get away with it is if you're Sam Bird's teammate and Sam has spent most of the season crashing into you and feeling guilty about it. So as was the case last year.
Fighting talk. What did you make of it, Adam?
That was insane. That was incredible. And it was crazy. Congrats to Sam Bird and McLaren. Man, oh man. And you know something, guys? As far we hardly talked about Sam Bird during practice and qualifying, Josh, and
that's true.
And he came out of nowhere. Win.
Oh, here's Felipe Massa in the driver's cooldown.
Did you expect it, that move, or because he was on the outside, so nobody was expecting actually?
No, but it was just.
The driver's cooldown
car.
He had a cut and he had the temperature issue, so he defended like middle to inside. So I only had one place that I could go, just keep the momentum around the outside.
And how was it feeling?
I felt I haven't won in a while, so yeah.
Going to the last corner is that I'm here.
Yeah, I just praying that I had enough energy to cross the line. I was like, just please get there. So,
no, good, really, really
miss
nice.
You miss Felipe?
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, especially when I see this, you guys fighting
good
like
racing,
that. It was really, really nice. And you, Oliver, how you got to the podium the last lap as well?
Yeah, it was a jungle the whole race, to be honest.
Was that the last lap?
It was so hard to manage in 5 and 3 when everyone was stacking out.
Yeah.
And then I managed to get to 7th, and then I just picked a couple off, and then Jake and Pascal got into each other in the last corner. I just cut underneath.
Oh my god, mate! All you lot just let me lead. You bastard.
Oh, apologies.
I was lifting about 300 metres before my first beat. And still,
you... Yeah, because you were in the front for very, very long.
Yeah, you did well with the attack mode, no?
Pardon?
They said, Bird's in 4th with both attack modes already.
I did them straight away.
Yeah, you did a good job there.
Because Antonio actually let me do attack and let me lead again.
Yeah, so
and then everyone stopped at turn 3.
Yeah. Jake did the same when you took it, Mitch. He hit the brake and I hit the back of him. I wasn't happy.
No, he wasn't.
No, but when you're in the lead, man, you're doing the right thing.
But when it's the battery limited like that, yeah, it helps you.
Yeah.
I hope we know where to go.
Did you take the lead from me to look after your battery temp, or did you just think it's time to go?
I had more energy, and for me, it was time to go.
Yeah.
And
I knew that you were 1% better than me, so I thought, well, I'll let you go without really fighting. Too much, like we'd fought a bit. We'd fought a bit, then I thought, well, I'll recover it. And then maybe at the end it'll be just me and you, and that's kind of what it was. So
did you get a warning for the battery or not?
Yeah, max
6 laps to go, man. I was like,
I had mine like 2 laps to go.
Look down, celebrating.
Man, there's so many people here.
Yeah,
it was really good.
Yeah, it was nice. It was
what
really
happened
nice.
What happened to Cass? Did you see it?
I was right behind him, man. The front wing went under the front wheels.
He was under the front wheel, and then he hit the wall on the right.
He was just a passenger. He literally
I asked if he's okay. He said he walked out.
And it just got under the front wheels and boom, straight on.
Yeah, because I saw a wheel in the middle of the track. I was like, oh, that's him.
There was a lot of people with quite badly damaged front wings.
Standard race.
It's probably not the right way for us to go.
Where do we go here?
We might miss the podium.
Felipe's got them lost.
More in front, so
we might miss it though.
Yeah, let's hand over to the world again. Tom. JJ?
Well, great to hear there from our top 3 podium finishers. Sam Bird taking his 12th victory in Formula E, Mitch Evans and Oliver Rowland. Just an apology there, by the way, for some of the blue language you may have heard during that car. Emotions running pretty high after that race, as I'm sure you can imagine. Pascal Wehrlein, Jake Dennis missing out on the podium by the skin of their teeth. The last corner, and they got mugged by Ollie in the Nissan. Antonio Felix Acosta, his first point of the season, 6th place. I think he'll take that if you offered it to him at the start of the season. 7th for Verne and Van Dorn in the DS Penske's. Gunter and Buemi completing the top 10. Just outside of the points, you see Fenestraz, Mortara, De Grassi, De Vries, De Ruvela, Sette Camera, Tictum, Nato, Fright, Hughes and of course Nico Müller and Nick Cassidy all not classified. Jake Hughes also not classified there. We didn't see exactly what happened, unfortunately, to the other Neon McLaren. But here is the Drivers' Championship now, and Nick Cassidy leads 57 points, but Pascal Wehrlein, despite finishing off at the podium in 4th, manages to close the gap down in the championship to just 4 points with Mitch Evans there. Further back, you can see some other drivers who were able to make a bit of ground. Antonio Felix da Costa, following that 6th place finish, now moves up into 15th in the championship standings as well, as they all gather for the Flodium down in the first corner. And the Teams Championship then here in Sao Paulo as well. Jaguar TCS rating 96 points, 61 is the nearest challenger for Tag Heuer Porsche. DS Penske closing right up there with their double top 10 finish on 57 points. Neon McLaren also benefiting with 25 points courtesy of the race winner Sam Bird. Interestingly, the fastest lap in that race went to Nick de Vries, who actually finished outside of the points in 14th place. You can see the Manufacturers' Trophy, new for this season. Jaguar, 123 points ahead of 95 for Tag Heuer, for Porsche rather, I should say. Then Nissan now, of course, more points on the board there for them, with a double podium finish for their first time in the championship, ahead of Stellantis as well in 4th place. But what an absolute scorcher here in Sao Paulo. That was very much worth the long break that we had between here and Diriyah.
Yes, absolutely right. There was a lot of homework done by some of the teams, clearly. But when you get to watch a race like that, it just makes it all work well, doesn't it? Just so exciting in the end there. We knew it was going to go to a crescendo. I expected it to go to crescendo earlier.
Just having a look here, sorry, Dario, as well. The drivers making their way through the crowd. This is like downtown Sao Paulo at rush hour.
I wonder if they're going to tip the Uber driver. He looks familiar. I've seen him before.
Here you go, guys. Enjoy.
It's a nice ride.
He's the 2008. Yeah, he's the 2008 world champion. Don't you know?
Well, like I say, I thought it was
let's not get started on that, shall we, Josh?
Just let it go, Felipe. Just let it go.
Ollie Rowland there with the cool vest on as well. I'm not surprised because it is sweltering 35 degrees here in Sao Paulo.
It's lovely here in the commentary booth. Their conditioning's fantastic.
It's beautiful. It's been what a joy it has been.
But even on the grid, the heat just radiates through the surface of the track.
Yeah, I recall in Rome last year, similar conditions to this, people's shoes were actually getting stuck to the tarmac. It was melting. It was so hot.
Yeah. So you've got to hand it to these fans for coming out in these incredibly hot conditions. And as you say, we put in a great race for them.
They live there most of them.
Absolutely. Ian James there, Neon McLaren, and their first victory of their Formula E career. As a matter of fact, of course, took over that Mercedes entry back at the end of 2022, changed over to the Nissan powertrain. Took a couple of pole positions last year, courtesy of Jake Hughes, but unfortunately struggled with a bit of efficiency and traction. Those were kind of their woes in Season 9. Season 10, though, they have got right on top of that, and especially with an experienced hand of Sam Bird at the wheel, it has proven to be a very beneficial signing for them in only their 4th race together. I'll tell you what, the crowd down there are going to go absolutely wild for this one. Gary Pafford as well, his contribution to the team can't be underestimated either.
It's huge. And you see Jake Hughes there as well, teammate to Sam Bird, up there supporting his teammate. Yeah, Gary's contribution incredible. He's got so much experience, and the way he thinks things through, and been a conduit between the engineers and the drivers, and using all that experience to push the team up the grid.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the fans here watching on as we get ready for these podium celebrations in the sunshine. Hopefully they won't make them wait too much longer. It's not going to get any colder down there, is it? But you can see the fans here all flocking in, wanting to get involved in a piece of the action. They've been treated to an absolutely spectacular return to Sao Paulo for Formula E. That's 2 races we've had here in Brazil, and 2 absolute nail-biters, all going down to the final corner. Right what we needed. As we see the field.
There's Alexa Rendell.
Ready for the podium celebrations then.
Representing the winning team, Neon McLaren's Formula E team.
First up will be the winning representative for Neon McLaren, Stephen Lane.
Blaney.
Yeah. Oh, okay. On to the podium we go. Yeah, it's Alexa Rendell who's doing the podium ceremony, and a plug for going to the Formula E channel in around about 40 minutes' time, and you can tune in to the FE show, which is the wrap-up from the weekend. Alexa and Saunders hosting that with Katie Fairman as well, being on the guest side and hearing from all the drivers as well. Definitely worth tuning in for that. But,
Got past, thanks, Josh.
well, I'll be watching. I'll be cooking tea and having it on my laptop.
Well, no, I think that's why I'm going to have dinner.
Yes.
Well, and also Katie Fairman.
Then go watch it too.
I'm just about it. Oh, okay. Remind me then to. Okay, something I've just remembered then. In that case, what is going on here? It seems to be a very glitzy podium. It really
It's
is.
the flotilla, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
It's from Carnival. It's a leftover. And there's Jeff Dodds talking to Stephen.
Jeff Dodds?
Jeff Dodds looks like a kind of second-tier Bond villain.
I was about to say exactly the same thing. Why does he look like he's always about to try and blow up Manhattan or something?
Because he's the typical CEO. He's trying to make, just like the last year when he had, just to make as much money as he can and then leave.
Was that Alexander a gag or the other one?
Oh, not a gag. It was Jamie Regal, wasn't it? Jamie Regal, remember, who didn't do a great job.
Did we even see him?
Yeah, he was so invisible. Jeff Dodds, we see a bit more of him, but he doesn't really impress me so far, and especially the whole PIF deal happened under his.
You see it now.
Hey, Josh, now what's next? You know how big of a race Tokyo's going to be? Yeah, it's going to be, especially how close the championship is. Yeah, you don't want to miss it.
Yeah, and if you think Brazil is passionate, wait till you see the Japanese fans.
Wait till Tokyo. Wait till later, otherwise, son.
It's going to go crazy.
Tight track too, and Nissan going there now as race winners. It has a badge.
Powertrain the winners.
Powertrain winners, yeah.
Roland got his first podium, second podium of the season, I should say.
Yeah.
He got one last time, didn't he? Well.
End of the month. Can't wait for that in Tokyo. Fingers crossed that we're going to have a special guest. It's more time zone friendly. To give a little hint who might join us in the commentary box for that race.
I hope we haven't seen the last win for Sam Burr, by the way.
I was just
this is as good as it gets.
I was thinking the same. Like, is this Sam's last ever win? I really hope not. But if it was, then what an absolute way to win. Round the outside with a Hail Mary move in what was a very interesting race.
Yes.
And in Here's a McLaren's honour, we will hear the British national anthem here at the Sao Paulo E-Prix as it gets onto the top step of the podium. We'll keep the camera on as Ed's got the podium. And here we go then, the British national anthem here in Sao Paulo.
Winning team from Great Britain.
Now time for the national anthems.
Going for the short anthem. My hands are dirty.
Sambird wins! And an absolutely fantastic race here in Sao Paulo. God Save the King going off in the background. Jeff Dodds will present. No, he's got off the podium. Okay. Okay, so he's only going to stay there for as long as the national anthems because, you know, he deserves to be there, not standing with the other dignitaries. I think he got in the wrong step, you know.
Got to get all the glory, you know.
Yeah, I think he stepped in the wrong zone, you know.
In terms of being CEO of Formula E and not of, like, I don't know, wrestling.
That too, probably, yeah. He's going to take over WWE at this point as well. First
there is...
McLaren
doesn't exactly go well.
You are cynical. McLaren win. Race their first ever win in Formula E. Second place will go. I don't know, is this going to be the race winner or third? Who's going to be the race win trophy? Is that really Sam's trophy? No, it is third. Ollie Rowland finishes in third position. What I will say is that Formula E's race winning trophies, they're all the same this season. And it is a bit boring. It's like it's not the most interesting trophy. They could design a few more special ones.
They're a fan competition, and that was there was a winning one they went with.
Really?
A few years ago.
That one?
I'm not sure if it's this one. They might have got a different company to do it now. And Emo, it's only right that he gets to give out the winner's trophy to Dan.
Unfortunately, I think it's P2. I think he's giving it to Evans. No, I don't know. Yeah, it's not. It's Evans.
Okay.
Oh, come on. You give Emerson Fittipaldi the job to give McLaren winner the trophy. Come on, guys.
Well, they couldn't predict who was going to win though. Second player. I mean, at least he's there and he gets to be involved.
So who's giving the trophy?
That's true.
It's probably going to be the mayor of.
Yeah, you're
or
right.
secretary of the municipality government that's going to get to hand it
Yeah,
out.
he's clearly more important in racing, isn't he? The first
Well,
two-time
I mean,
world
as far as
champion.
Sao Paulo are concerned, he's the one who's probably organised the event and hushed up a few local groups, destroyed a few insurrections, any local protests. Nah, I'm just kidding. He's probably just put a lot of money towards it and probably a lot of effort as well.
Sambird wins in Sao Paulo. And now let the party begin. The last time a British driver in a McLaren won was back in 2012 with Jenson Button in this country. Sambird hits the floor and let the parties begin. It's Carnival here in Sao Paulo. Sambird wins for the first time since season 9. What an absolutely fantastic race. Pure excellence. I can't wait to see Tokyo in 2 weeks' time. Hi, Jack. We're just about to go on for what's going to be a great fight. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the broadcast. Red flag is out again. This time, we have got it, we believe, for Nick Cassidy, who looks like he has stopped on the circuit down at turns 13 and 14 as well. One man who's ready for us, though, who is trackside, is Jack Pico. Hello, Jack. Can you hear me? You doing okay? I hope.
Yes, Background, I am down at turn 1. I was out on circuit. But yeah, so I'm just going to spin it around. So this is the rundown to turn 1 here. And hopefully you'll be able to see that there is a pickup truck in the background.
Yes, we can.
Taking Cassidy's car away. I'm not sure if it's damaged or anything. I can't really tell from this far away. But, yeah.
We can see it. We can just see it as well. What's it been like there then as well, Jack? I can see you pointing at it. What's it been like then trackside? How's the atmosphere after day 1?
Well, the sun has come out, and it's a little bit too hot for my reckoning. But yeah, it's yesterday there wasn't much meaningful running because the surface of the track is so abrasive that they're getting through the tyres so quickly here. So they're trying to manage the amount of laps that they're doing. So we're not seeing the same amount of laps that you usually see at the test. We usually see somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 laps. Whereas yesterday, I think Taylor Barnard only did about 30 laps, which was which equates to about 10 an hour, which isn't a huge amount. But yesterday was all about learning the circuit because they haven't been in the sims on this circuit because they planned for Valencia, and so yesterday was about learning the circuit, and so today they're starting to put in slightly better times. We're already almost a second underneath where we were yesterday. I'm not sure what the timings are. I know that you have them in front of you, Josh, but we were doing low 29s yesterday, and I know that we're close to. Last time I looked before I left, we were about 28.6. Has anyone gone quicker?
Nope, Hughes still top. 128.604 was his time. Tictum's 3/10 behind him.
Yes. Okay. So nothing has changed since I last saw. Admittedly, there is a red flag, so not much can change at the moment. But yeah. So they will. So and obviously in this afternoon session, they'll just keep on getting quicker and quicker, and they will do across the rest of the week. But I've gone down to turn 1 because we've actually got a clear run. So like we can actually see quite nice. I feel like Martin Brundle on Sky F1 in FP2, looking at the circuit without a barrier behind it, which is absolutely fantastic. But there is nothing to see at the moment. You can see the Dunlop Bridge just up there in the background. That's where I was yesterday evening. But it looks like I can see from here that the recovery truck is moving. So it looks like we should hopefully, once the recovery truck gets off, we should be going again some point soon. I'm not sure what they're going to do because it is right next to the pit lane. They can just take it back into the pits, drop it in front of the Jaguar garage, and then get the recovery truck out of the way. But we haven't got much of this session left to go. We've only got about, 15, 20 minutes now?
Coming up directly on 15. Your timings today, Jack, are brilliant.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, but this is the fastest point on the track. So this is where I thought, oh, okay, this is where I thought I'd bring you guys to see some nice fast cars, and then the red flag came out. So hopefully, So the recovery truck is gone. I didn't see which way it went, but because I was looking at the camera at the time. But hopefully it means that we can get some running soon. I'm not sure if you've got if they deliver updates, because obviously this isn't the first red flag this morning. Sam Bird also stopped literally here at turn 1, and so yeah, this is our second red flag of the day and of the season, because it was a fairly plain sailing yesterday, and so yeah, I'm not sure if they give you sort of updates on when we're going to go back racing like they do, but yeah, hopefully we'll be getting going soon.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, all is said is red flag and yellow at turn finish line 11 and 12. So that last few sections as well. Adam wants to know how warm it is over there.
It's quite nice. It's about it's high teens, early 20s. Today is supposed to be the hottest it's going to get. Should get to about 22 degrees. But yeah, it's quite nice. And honestly, that's a relief considering like everything that's happened with Spain like the last week or so. Yeah, I was speaking to Jeff Dodds yesterday, and we were chatting about how this time last week everything was going fine. We were looking forward to going to Valencia, and then everything that we couldn't imagine happened, and now we're here in Madrid, and yeah, it's so yeah, and I'm delighted to say that it is beautiful blue skies. There is not that. Okay, so no, there is some clouds in the distance. You might be able to see some clouds over on the mountains. Those are the only clouds I can see. It's beautiful blue sky above me. I have decided to shelter myself in one of the billboards to just turn around. So yeah, we've got plenty of billboards around the circuit as well, because we've got the motorway just here. So you've got the motorway, and then we'll come off and go back in through there. But yeah, when we were coming in yesterday morning, we could see the grandstand and everything. We could see the pits, the pit building from the motorway coming in. So yeah.
I mean, it does look absolutely amazing, that circuit, and it does look like they've actually kept it up to date, which was surprising to me, because it does, you said yesterday, it doesn't get used a lot, it doesn't get used for many major races anymore, but everyone that I've been seeing on social media says how impressed they are with it, and they actually do want to have a proper race here. Is everything actually running as smoothly today, now that we've actually all settled down, we're in for a full 6 hours, not yesterday's sort of hectic, quick, let's just do a quick session now and make sure everything's okay?
Yeah, I feel like everyone's sort of got in their groove now, and now that we're going, it's better. In terms of whether we could potentially hold a race here in the future, yes, we're 20 kilometers, if that, from the center of Madrid, but the thing is, this track does not get used too often. It got used by some Spanish feeder series a few weeks ago. I believe they got Formula Drift coming up in a few weeks' time or so. something like that. I don't know, some sort of track. I didn't. I'll be honest. I did not look at the the calendar for the Circuito del Jarama. But no, the fact that they've been able to put all of this on in such a short period of time is nothing short of a miracle. It's sort of like this is going to be an analogy that some people may get, some people won't get. But it's a bit like you just had a phone call and like your mum's best friend's coming round, so you've got 30 minutes to clean the house. That's sort of the vibe that Hirama are about to do. And honestly, they've done a really good job. Some things look like they haven't really been done since F1 last came here in '81, but honestly, the facilities are actually fantastic here.
So, what was your interview like yesterday with Norman Nato then? Because obviously they couldn't run yesterday with Nissan, and now they're running with Roland in 12th and Nato's in 20th. Do you have anything juicy to say?
So yeah, but it basically was more of like a catch up in terms of what was happening. Because obviously he was with Andretti last season, and he got the boot for Nico Muller, and so it was finding out when he got back the call that he'd be leaving and coming back to Nissan and making Nissan his home again now, because he replaced his former teammate Sasha Finisher at the team, and so he's but yeah, and so we will be running that on Formula E Zone later in the next month or so. I'm not sure what Jack's plans are for that, but yeah, they've spoke to Taylor Barnard and Zane Maloney. So we're going to do something on the rookies, and we've got post-race interviews that will be on the FE bar each night this week with some of the drivers, just talking about their day, what they do in testing, and what happens when you have setbacks like these. What I can tell you at the moment, because I can just see down the pit lane that the recovery truck is outside the Jaguar garage, so they are going to take it off. They are going to take it off in front of the Jaguar garage. They're then going to put the recovery truck back to the side of the pits, and then hopefully, what's the clock on at the moment? Because honestly, I was hoping we were going to get some running, so we could show you through turn one. But how many minutes do we have left?
We've got 8 minutes left on the clock, so we might get going for a couple of install laps and practice starts. What are we seeing?
Right, the recovery truck is moving, and it's just spinning round and reversing back into the end of the pit lane. So hopefully, once that's out of the way. When Sam got the red flag earlier, did you get session resume? Have you just got the notification?
Yeah, session will resume in 30 seconds time. So we are going to get some cars out there.
Okay, fantastic. Right, what I might do is I might just turn my camera so you guys get to see some cars out on circuit and coming through. They won't be going too quickly because they'll just be coming out the pits. And it depends on who will come out the pits, because obviously there's not much running left that they can do in the session, because how many minutes are they going to have?
They'll have 7 as we go green now.
Yes. Okay, so I do see some cars coming out the pits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and sort my camera to turn that around. There we go. So hopefully you should be able to see some cars coming out of the pits. You got the Jaguar of Evans, and that's DaCosta, then Wehrlein coming out. You got Max Gunter, followed by his teammate Jean-Eric Verne. Got the Nissan coming up here. That is Ollie Rowland, and then Muller, Buemi, Brines, Barnard, Van Dorn, De Grassi, De Vries, going thick and fast. So we are going to have some running, which is good. There's the other Maserati and the Kira, I think, of Dan Tickton. just need to come back. Okay.
Absolutely,
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah,
fantastic. Go on.
Yeah, no, I've just been told I need to stand a little bit further away from the side of the from the side of the track, which is fair. But
Yeah, we don't want to get you in
and
trouble.
last one I'll show you, that is Jake Dennis, and so and Edo Mortara. And at that point, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I don't get in too much trouble, and I'm going to head back to the media centre.
Jack, thank you very much, and I look forward to catching up with you this afternoon as well. Where are you heading this afternoon for us?
So the idea is that this afternoon I'm going to be in the grandstand on the front straight, so we will get to see the cars at speed, and also I get to show you. I will also get to show you the chicane as well. So yeah, hopefully I'll get to show you that later this afternoon.
We've put you in full HD now, and we can just see the cars going on behind you as well, Jack. So thank you very much, and we'll see you this afternoon for all the action.
Right, fantastic. See you later, Josh. See you later, everyone.
See you later, Jack. We have 4:45 left on the clock then as well here, getting all set for the final few moments. Absolutely wonderful to have Jack trackside for us. And the main grandstand later on, that's going to be even better. This afternoon you can catch last night's Formula E Zone at the FE Bar. That is going to be replayed here as well, so you can hear all what people had to say about the opening day of testing and what they've got to say about season 11 of ABB FIA Formula E. And then tonight I'll be on the show with Jack Giamano as well. And you can also watch the Grid Tonight show, which will classify everything that's happened in the week so far. But yeah, absolutely wonderful we're able to get Jack on there as well. Literally, I was just pressing buttons trying to make sure that it was all working for him as well, so that we could actually have some decent running for him out there on the monitor. And it seems like it's been able to happen, thankfully, which is a small mercy, because usually whenever we try and get the HD camera working, it doesn't work, but it did work this time, so that's good news. And rattling for the last 5 minutes as well. It's a shame that red flag came out when it did when we're going trackside, but Jack's right, it is like having Martin Brundle there, so even better to bring him into the fold as well, and he'll be back with us for multiple races this year, both in commentary box and trackside, alongside myself, Ed Hunter, Jack Giamana, Jess Ball as well, going to be taking over some races, as well as Ed, because I'm in Berlin, but I'm also trackside, so I'm not at Berlin, if that makes more sense though. Session is, however, doing extremely well at the moment, as I'm having to do like a billion things at once on the Formula E chat side of things to try and make sure it all actually happens, because we're trying to look at the blog as well and get that up and running, but it's having a paddy on me because it doesn't detect where the blog actually is, which is weird. But of course, test session 3 underway at 1 o'clock UTC. That's 2 o'clock over there in Spain as well. Also, we'll have... no, I'm not on camera. Also, we'll have the ability to go through all the videos from trackside as well later on in the afternoon session as well. This morning very much was getting up to speed, getting everything set up. This afternoon will be more in towards it all as well, and hearing from all the interviews of the drivers as well. It's going to be quite an interesting afternoon session. Then we've got the female women's test at the end of the day on Friday, their final 3 hours. That's going to be fantastic as well. I really hope it does it justice, because we need women back in Formula E. Formula E, we're supposed to have it, but... So it all started, of course. We had Simone Di Silvestro, we had women in the series, and then it just all disappeared. Not the way we want it to go as well. So we're going to hear from Sebastian Buemi and Jake Dennis, who were on the show. You'll hear them later on as well. So just after the session, we'll hear what they have to say. Got to get it all set up then as well, with proper full screen stuff, so that we can hear from them coming into it, because otherwise it's not going to be as full screen as you expect. So I'm just sort of doing all of that at the same time to hear from everything as well with Formula E Zone. Actually, that's going to work quite nicely with Sebastian Buemi. So let's hear what Sebastian Buemi has to say. He was talking to Jack yesterday on the Formula E Zone show. Let's have a word with him now.
In the car at the official test, how was it for you?
Yeah, interesting day for us. Obviously, we had quite a few issues. Clearly, you know, not being a customer team, you do test quite a bit less in between the races. So it was the first time really with the full crew back from London, since London. So lots of things to learn, new tires. Really first time for me that I experimented the new tires and the new bodywork. So yeah, felt like didn't really extract the most out of the car today, but we have another 2 days where we can actually really focus on the details.
You mentioned that you did have some problems today. There was a point where you stopped in pit lane. What was the reasoning for that?
Yeah, we had an issue, an alarm on the steering, and because we were in testing, we didn't want to risk anything. But yeah, so we had to come back and check it and understand it. It was nothing special actually, but you just don't want to take extra risk, you know. You just look at everything in detail. Everything we have on the car will be for Sao Paulo, so we don't want to damage anything.
What is it like coming here? Because obviously you've done all the prep for Valencia, where the test was supposed to be, and now we're here in Madrid instead. How much can you cross-reference from what you did in the sim prepping for Valencia, even though you're not actually you're at a completely different circuit?
Yeah, no, exactly. You're right. I mean, it's hard to compare because I've never been here before. I didn't know the track. I don't have any references with Formula E, but clearly, you know, the new tires do feel quite a bit different. The bodywork is different. So there's lots of things that are different. We just need to learn, gather data, understand the tires, understand what makes performance, and see what we can do for Sao Paulo.
All right, cheers, Seb.
Sebastian Buemi there as well, and you can catch it all on the Formula E bar and Formula E Zone as well. That is going to be absolutely fantastic. Coming up then as well, we're getting ready for what's going to be a very interesting last session coming into it because of the day, that is. That's going to be coming up shortly. But checker flags out, drivers just completing their last lap times. Who's still fastest? Let's hear what Jake Dennis had to say. He was talking once again with Jack Pickering.
First day in the books, how was it?
I mean, yeah, it's always a lot to get through on the first day. It's a new track for us. No one really knew where to go. There wasn't really too much preparation coming into this event. It was all done for Valencia. So from our side, there's a lot of learnings, a lot of unknowns. But you know, overall, it's been a pretty solid day. You know, we got all the laps in, got the energy running in, and yeah, it's a fun track to drive. To be fair.
How is it when you prep so much for Valencia and then you get told basically with T-minus 10 minutes to go, like, oh right, we're going to another circuit now? How is that mentally? Do you just go and then you don't really have any prep?
Yeah, I mean, you don't really have a choice, do you? So you sort of just suck it up and deal with it. I mean, for a test like this, it's not the end of the world. We've got 3 days of testing, so you can make it work. I think for a race, if it happened, it would obviously be a little bit more challenging for everyone, but we're all in the same boat. I don't think anyone's really been here, so from my side, it is what it is. And to be honest, the track for this is pretty good. There's still some slow speed corners out there to learn a little bit more for what we'll probably have during the season. So yeah, so far I think FE did a pretty good job to find a good substitute in such a short space of time.
And the track, I did the track walk this morning as well. This is absolutely wild circuit. What is it like to drive it?
Oh, it's great fun. You know, it's definitely more enjoyable than Valencia. I think Valencia, we're all a bit bored of and tired of it now. But this track here is super cool. It's always good fun driving a new circuit, but when it's got this much, you know, elevation, change, cambered, off-cambered corners, it's like a mini Zandvoort. So, yeah, no room for error, no track limits. So it's a good one.
Does that make it a bit more like you need to be a bit more sort of like on edge? Because the thing that when we walked out, the track surface looked quite dreadful. Like there were stones literally like off the huge massive pebbles off the racing line, whereas Valencia you sort of just get like a car park of space.
I mean, it's part of it, I guess. This surface here is super abrasive, so the tyres are working extremely hard compared to Valencia. But you know, there's nothing we can really do about it. You know, I think it was the best of the bad situation, and it's ended up being a really good one. So, from my side, no complaints. Yeah, still 2.5 days to go.
All right, cheers, Jake.
That's the Formula E Zone as well. You can watch later the FE Bar. That's going to be absolutely crucial for you to go and take a look at. The Formula E Bar is the daily testing reviews. That's on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. UK time as well. Get your voice heard and give your opinions on the FE Bar. That is on Formula E Zone. Search them up on YouTube as well. So we finished the opening morning session here of the test. It is Jake Hughes on a 128.604. Jake Dennis in second, 128.685. 81 thousandths between them. Ticktum in third, from Verline fourth, Van Dorn fifth, Bird sixth, Gunther seventh, Da Costa is 8th, Verne 9th, Muller has the top 10. De Vries is 11th with Beckman 12th, Rowlands 13th, Mortara 14th, Boemi 15th, Barnard is in 16th, Frine 17th, Cassidy 18th, Maloney 19th, Evans is 20th. Then Degrassi 21st and Norman Nato in 22nd. Sam Burt stopped down the circuit, caused a red flag, the same for Nick Cassidy. We were trackside when that happened as well with Jack Pickering. You can join us this afternoon for all of the action once again here from Jarama. The afternoon session gets underway in 2 hours' time. 2 o'clock in Spain, 1 o'clock UK time as well. Join us for all the action then. Thanks for your company this morning. This afternoon we'll take you through 2 more races and have more trackside action and further updates and interviews from around the paddock. Thanks for your company. We'll see you later on. Take care. Bye-bye.